We welcome you to the Curtis Lumber Yard in Glens Falls, New York, where the Amsterdam Mohawks pay a visit to the Glens Falls Dragons. Alongside Matt Becker, I'm Leo Schaefer. And Matt, after a 20-0 win for the Mohawks yesterday against the Mohawk Valley Diamond Dogs at home, the Mohawks play their second road game tonight, this time in Glens Falls. Matt, what are your thoughts on today's game?
Well, the Amsterdam Mohawks are seeing the ball extremely well right now. I mean, they just look absolutely fantastic at the plate. You have a Glens Falls team that's struggling. They're 1-3. And, you know, for the Amsterdam Mohawks, this is a game that they should win. Obviously, baseball's weird. Anything can happen in the given course of a season, but you're on the road. You just kind of want to cruise through this game, and then you focus on the Saugerties the next day. So that's going to be a great matchup tomorrow, but you got to focus on the present. And if you're the Amsterdam Mohawks, you just got to keep going up, being aggressive. They have been swinging early in the counts. They've been seeing the ball well, and they know what they're getting when they come into the box. And they're driving the ball the other way. That's the most important thing. Now, we don't have the dimensions here, but you can hit the ball out of this park anywhere, it looks like. It's not a deep park. It's not short by any means, but it's not like how it was in Mohawk Valley.
Well, Matt, the Mohawks are on a roll, like you said. 5-0 in their first 5 games, even though 2 of those 7 potential games, I should add, 2 of those potential 7 games were postponed. They will be made up at a later date. The first one being against Saugerties last Saturday, and the second one being against Utica this past Thursday. The Mohawks in the middle of a 3-game stretch, and Game 2 will start in any moment. The pitcher for the Glens Falls Dragons is Xavier Garcia, a left-hander wearing number 6, out of San Diego, California, standing at 5'9", 160 pounds, the senior, hailing from Russell Sage College.
They must love the weather here. It's not as dry. It's not as much dry heat like California. It's a really nice temperature right now. It's very cool. It's very nice out.
Garcia made 1 start this year, 4 innings pitched, 1 hit allowed, 3 walks and 5 strikeouts, as the first pitch to Luke Filippi was low. 1-0 count early on.
And we'll give you your Amsterdam Mohawks lineup. Filippi, McCrane, Long, Holcraft, Touchstone, Harriel, Walker, Curtis, and Harden. Yes, you heard me right. Brad Curtis, the pitcher, 2-way player. He's going to bat in the DH spot today. We'll get to the Mohawks defensive alignments next inning. Let's take a look at the Glens Falls Dragons defensive alignments.
So the Glens Falls defensive alignments: at catcher is McLaughlin. The pitcher is Garcia. At third base, we have Sweeney. At shortstop, we have Carpiers. Second base is, yikes, I cannot read. Second base.
It's Savoca.
It is Savoca. I cannot read my own handwriting.
I love it.
First base, Biller. Right field, Meyer. Center field, Stroh. And left field, Gallagher, as Filippi takes a walk on a 3-1 pitch to start the game.
Anybody shocked by that walk right there? He's been walking so much. I mean, he has 7 walks in his last 3 games. Well, how about 8 in your last 4 now? I mean, he just gets on base. He has such a good eye. His on-base percentage coming into the day was .682. That'll go up even more.
Filippi with his 14th walk of the year, that leads the PGCBL, as Brandon McCrane, the hottest hitter in the PGCBL, steps up to the plate.
Boy, is he hot.
First pitch fouled. Into the stands it goes. McCrane now leads the team in batting average with a .588. After a 7 RBI day yesterday against Mohawk Valley, that brings his total up to 11, also leading the team and the PGCBL.
Unbelievable. 4 for 4 last game. He's 8 for 13 in his last 4 games. I mean, he is unstoppable right now. He is seeing the ball so well. It's really impressive.
Took the last pitch for a strike. The breaking ball, now at an 0-2 count. McCrane only has 3 strikeouts on the year. 1 hit by pitch, if I might add, and 4 walks. Here's the 0-2. Another foul to the same place as last time.
That's a very good crowd, and I'm a little bit shocked because of what's going on 20 minutes away. Belmont's under renovation, so Saratoga is hosting the Belmont Stakes this year. That place was jumping. We took a little detour through it, and it just looked insane. Starting in about 1 minute, actually.
The 0-2 again. High fly ball in the right field, and that's going to drop for a base hit. Felipe will advance to second in time, and McCrane adds up his total again. That is another base hit. What a way to continue the hot streak.
When you're hot, you're hot. He didn't get it all too well, but it was such a good inside-out swing. He's able to dunk it into right field for a base hit. I mean, he is on fire. Now it's going to be long. He's 5 for 15 in his last 4. He was 1 for 5 yesterday with a double. That came in the first inning, and you know he'd like to do that again. Pardon me, that did not come in the first. Came in the 4th inning. We were close. Very close. Only 3 innings off.
First pitch swinging and missing, or a foul tip. Either way, same result, 0-1.
Yep, Belmont Stakes is about to start. I wonder if once it ends, we might possibly, maybe you see some fans start to come in from Saratoga here.
0-1 on the way. Here's the pitch. And that is just below.
Shout out to our crew. I know John's there, our SID, and I mean he's amazing. And I'm pretty sure Megan and Brian are there. I'm not sure. I'm pretty sure Brian's there, but I know a lot of people from the Mohawks are there right now.
That one's fouled behind the plate. Jake Long with a .313 average. That's 5th on the team in his 16 at bats. He has totaled 5 hits. My eyesight is very blurry today.
Yep, 5 for 15, last 4 games. He had 5 at-bats yesterday, along with a lot of players on the team.
A slugging percentage of .438 and an on-base percentage of .455.
Mohawks threatening early here, exactly what they wanted.
And the 1-2, and Long gets sent back swinging. First strikeout of the night for Garcia, and the first out for the Glens Falls Dragons.
And that's okay. You know, you just got to pass it over to Holcraft here, the shortstop. He's been pretty good, too, so far. 6 for 18 in his last 5 and 2 for 4 yesterday. So you just got to keep the line moving. You got runners in score. You got a runner in scoring position here, and you're going to look to drive the ball to right center. Look at that hole between the right fielder and the center fielder. That is a huge hole.
First pitch to Holcraft, fouled away. Must I add that Chris Holcraft, despite not having a stolen base yesterday, still leads the team in stolen bases with 6. He has an on-base percentage of .500 and a slugging percentage of .500 as well.
All these OPSs are through the roof for the Amsterdam Mohawks, and you just got to love that. And I love how he came into the season saying that's what we're going to use. And, I mean, they're putting up numbers that are really hard to beat.
The double steal in place, and the ball was dropped. So both runners advance on the drop by McLaughlin, Felipe at third, and McCrane at second. 2 runners in scoring position for the red-hot Holcraft.
You got to love the aggressiveness, and that was an 0-1 count, too. Griff with a really good call there. Now 2 runners in scoring position.
Breaking ball just missed the zone, 2-1.
It was a really nice breaking ball right there. I think Garcia was happy with that pitch, and if you're Garcia, just got to keep throwing.
Here's the 2-1, and that's high and away. 2-2 the count.
We're officially off in Saratoga. I don't know how long these things go for, but I assume this is going to be pretty quick. I don't know who has the lead either.
And I don't know the count. It's now 3-1. And Holcraft is on base with a walk. So the bases are juiced right now for Bray touchdown.
Oh, you know the count now. It's 3-1 count, struggling as Garcia, and he might get a mound visit. I would not be shocked, and there it is. That makes sense. I mean, Garcia coming into this game right now is, you know, he let up the base hit. It was weak contact, but still, now you got 3 runners on, 2 via the walk, 1 via the single. And Bray Touchstone, who can definitely do some damage. I know he's 2 for 8 in his last 2 games, 1 for 4 last game, but he gets those timely hits, and you cannot sleep on him at all. He's batting in the 5 hole for a reason.
He had a few timely hits yesterday, if I might add. Garcia, on the other hand, as of right now, a 0 ERA in 4 innings pitched, 1 hit, 3 walks, and 5 strikeouts in the 13 at-bats he faced. The average for the opponents is .077 before the game. Here's the first pitch to Touchstone, and that's high, 1-0.
Rodriguez is in the lead. He's 7 for 1 odds. So if you're trying to make some money, you're pretty happy right now. The favorite journalism is now in third.
The 1-0 offering on the way. Breaking ball gets in the zone, 1-1.
Nice pitch right there. Good action with the breaking ball. I think we're coming up on the end here. Rodriguez is in the lead. Right behind him is an 11-for-1 Crudo.
Here's the 1-1, and that's high, 2-1. Some double commentary by Matt Becker.
Looks like we're getting some upsets here. A lot of people are going to be happy with their wagers. They took this thing off, so I can't see who has the lead or what's going on.
2-1, 3-1. High and over the plate.
The favorite out of nowhere. Journalism just took the lead. I think he just won it. Looked like a comeback for the ages.
3-1. Ooh, and that's going to be a strike. That looked a bit low to me.
I agree with you. That pitch looked in the dirt. A lot of chirping from the dugout. Actually, sorry, it was Sovereignty. He had pretty low odds too, but it was a comeback. He was in third the entire way.
Payoff. And Touchdown will take that pitch. He'll walk in a run. Felipe scores from third, and it's 1-0 Amsterdam in the top of the first.
A very, very good at-bat right there. Really good eye from Touchdown. That was a close pitch. That is really hard to lay off. But once again, Felipe, he gets on every single game in the first inning. He didn't do it yesterday, but against the Utica Blue Sox, first inning, came around and scored. And he keeps doing it.
That was the third walk of the year for Touchdown, and that brings up the red-hot Jaden Harriel. First pitch is high. 1-0. Harriel with a .412 average, a .529 slugging percentage, and a .524 on-base percentage. He has 3 walks, 1 hit by pitch. In terms of hits, he has 7, 2 of them being doubles. The next pitch is high and away, a 2-0 count for Harriel.
I was polling for journalism, and if you're wondering why, well, what's our major? Happens to be journalism, so that's who I was polling for. Did not get the win, so that's over with. We'll see if we get an influx in the crowd. Really good night so far. A lot of kids.
2-0. That one a bit outside on the breaking ball. A 3-0 count for Jaden Harriel.
Yeah, Garcia is losing command right now, but he's not missing by much. It's just really good takes from the Amsterdam Mohawks. They're not being aggressive right now.
Here's the 3-0. And that's an inside strike. It's 3-1. Now Harriel has to swing at this one.
Yeah, unless he doesn't like the pitch, obviously. But, you know, back-to-back 3-2 counts. Garcia's getting worked out there, and he's not really struggling. He's just barely missing.
And that was a near miss as well, as Harriel gets a walk. That will bring home McCrane. The merry-go-round continues. It's 2-0 Amsterdam.
Yeah, and once again, that's not a bad pitch. Obviously, you want to throw a strike there, but if you're going to miss, missing a little bit high is not bad. And it's just credit to the Amsterdam Mohawks. They were really aggressive yesterday, and right now, everybody has eyes like Felipe. I mean, they are basically the umpires of this game. That's basically what's going on. It's like they're the ones calling balls and strikes.
It's a keen observation as Wes Walker steps up to the plate. Walker getting the start at catcher for the second straight day in a row, a .250 average. 12 at-bats, he has 3 hits, one of them being a double, a .333 slugging percentage, and a .500 on-base percentage.
Listen to this, what I just got a text from John. Junior Alvarado, the winning jockey, he has gone to Mohawks games in the past with his son.
That's an interesting connection there.
Let's see if he comes to another one. I think this is the person who won the Kentucky Derby, actually.
I believe so. 1-1 pitch. That's going to be fouled away. 1-2 count. The first hitter's count we have seen in a while for Amsterdam.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, he did win the Kentucky Derby. That's awesome. So there you go. Ties to Amsterdam. How about that?
While Matt is researching Kentucky Derby, I need to research my terminology. This is a pitcher's count. 1-2, outside. It's 2-2.
We are going to get this back up in no time, and we'll fill the viewers in, no problem. There we go. We're streaming live. Leo, take it away.
So if you just missed the last at-bat, Wes Walker with an infield single, bobbled on the play by Sweeney, the shortstop, and that will bring up Brad Curtis, the two-way DH. First pitch is a swinging strike.
Excited to see this at-bat. It's now 3-0. We are using a different score ticker today. It's through the pgcbl.com.
Next pitch right down by the feet. It's 1-1 count. Still 1 out for Garcia.
Nobody can yell at me today for not changing the score. I was not on top of it last time. That is on me. I was a little distracted, but this time it is on the statistician.
High fly ball, deep left center, back, track, and that's going to be caught. Tagging and scoring is Touchstone, and it's 4-0 Amsterdam.
How about that piece of hitting from the pitcher? He does exactly what he's supposed to do, and everybody comes out of the dugout to congratulate Brad Curtis. His first at-bat of the season, and he just drives it. He does exactly what he's supposed to. He hits it in the air to left field, and able to score with ease was Touchstone. And wow, a 4-0 lead for the Mohawks. They are coming from right where they left off last game.
And that's going to bring up the bottom of the order, or the last batter, Sebastian Harden. Harden has had a very solid season. Even though he does not have a hit yet, he has made his way to first base multiple times.
You know what he told me? He got his first hit in Glen Falls last season.
High fly ball. Will this stay in the park? No, it won't.
I just realized we can catch a foul ball today. I didn't even think about that.
You know, I'm not going to play that game.
No. I don't mean we have to go and get one. I'm saying that we're in a good spot where the ball can actually just pop up right to us and we don't even have to move.
I'm going to play defense on that one. I'm not really sure about offense, but...
You want to talk about offense? How about this? 19 runs for the Mohawks in their last 4 innings. Not done yet.
The 0-1 from Garcia is outside 1-1. For the Glens Falls Dragons, we have a new pitcher. They have a new pitcher warming up in the bullpen, and that will be Jake O'Connor.
Yeah, and that makes sense. Garcia's struggling right now. He's up to pretty high pitch count.
1-1, laced into right field, but just foul, 1-2.
I would tell you the pitches, but the stats don't even have the pitcher up. So it says blanks pitching to Sebastian Harden. So I guess there's a ghost out on the mound.
Harden looking for his first hit of the year. Has a pitcher's count. Here's the 1-2 from Garcia. Just missed the plate. It's 2-2.
Boy, does he have such a good eye. I was talking to him about it yesterday. I mean, he just takes these borderline pitches with ease.
Two. Here it comes. That's another high fly ball. This could stay in. And running over and making the catch is the first baseman, Biller. So that will end a 4-run Amsterdam entourage, mainly off of the base on balls. Don't go anywhere. The Mohawks will be on defense on ABN.
Farmers Insurance has spent 90 years putting customers first. Visit farmers.com to learn more. Come to Recovery Sports Grill, where Mohawks fans feel at home even when they're not in the ballpark, offering delicious food and drinks from burgers and beer to mocktails and desserts, and exclusive promotions and offers through our Hall of Fame Rewards program. Enjoy the fan and family environment where Recovery Sports Grill is proud to support local sports and always happy to host your family or team.
While the Mohawks shine on the diamonds shine bright at Northeastern Fine Jewelers. Come choose from a vast collection of products from all of your favorite brands, such as Omega, Cartier, Breitling, and more. Whether it's everyday jewelry or if you need something for that special day, we have you covered with our fashion and bridal assortments. Visit us in Albany, Schenectady, or Glens Falls to see what Northeastern can do for you.
When the Mohawks win, you also win at McDonald's. Whenever the Mohawks claim victory, take your game ticket to the McDonald's on Market Street in Amsterdam and receive a free small fry. You must have your ticket stub with you.
At NBT Bank, we know that this day starts with this one. That's why no matter what day you're planning for next, you can count on us to help you get started. NBT Bank, it starts here.
We welcome you back to the Curtis Lumber Yard, and we also welcome in a new pitcher for the Amsterdam Mohawks, Ariston Vesey. Out of Alabama, this will be his first appearance of the season for Amsterdam. Played with the Mohawks last summer, and looking to make his first start today. As the leadoff hitter, Savoca. First pitch, low and inside, 1-0 count.
My apologies, everybody. I'm trying to crop the scoreboard to get into place, and I think we just got it. There it is. And we have pitch count as well on there. Look at that. Look at that.
Here's the second pitch by Vesey, and that's his first strike right down the middle, 1-1.
Loving this new score bug. Still trying to make it work for you viewers at home. Trying to get the correct size so it looks good.
Here's the 1-1. That's low and away, 2-1.
Oh, well, now it's doing that. All right, I think we got it right there. We are good.
Savoca starting at second base today. As I recently learned from Matt, the 2-1 is now 3-1. Another pitch low and away.
Batting .286 in the season, 500 on base. Pardon me, 500 slugging, .286 on base for a .786 OPS.
His first name is Janio, as I forgot to mention. Here's the 3-1 from Vesey. High fly ball, that's going to go into the stands. It's a full count.
Pardon me, I was right the first time. I put on base in the middle of my paper. So on base is 500, the slugging .286. I had to switch it around. Their coach's view had it as something different. If you don't know what coach's view is, that's what we use from PGCBL.
An amazing invention indeed. Savoca batting .286 with a .286 slugging percentage and a .500 on base percentage. The payoff. Send him back looking. First strikeout for Vesey and one out early for Amsterdam.
That's a good pitch right there and a good first at bat. We have the mascot right behind us, Cooper. Hey, Cooper. How are you? Welcome to our broadcast. I can try and turn the camera around for a second. Let's get Cooper on this.
Well, don't miss too much of the action.
Cooper's right here. Oh, my goodness.
The first pitch by Vesey is low and away, 1-0 to Figueroa.
It's like when the Philly Fanatic came into the SNY booth and harassed Gary, Keith, and Ron. He was friendly, though, I will say. Cooper was very friendly.
Figueroa swings and misses at the slider. It's now 1-1. Figueroa, the EH today.
Yeah, no stats in the season so far, or at least I couldn't find it on the coach's view.
The 1-1 to Figueroa, and you are indeed right. I just looked at the coach's view, and I just looked at a strike. Figueroa just looked at a strike too. It's 1-2.
Yeah. I was looking for it. I was like, hey, maybe I can't find it. You know, sometimes I, speed through pages and I miss stuff. My teachers always yelled at me for that. They'd say I was jumping lines.
Here's the 1-2. Laced foul to the right side.
Oh, my God. An influx of kids, like an entire baseball team just went chasing after that ball. I think they got like 2 Little League teams here, and they all just darted to try and get that ball. You're going to be the coolest kid if you get that.
That was me one day.
Yep.
Now not anymore.
Nope.
The 1-2. Send him back swinging. 2 batters, 2 strikeouts for Vesey, 2 outs for Amsterdam.
Wow, some serious heat on that fastball. I mean, we don't have a radar gun, but wow, that ball just came in screaming up ahead, and if Figueroa even made contact, that was probably going to hurt with a wood bat.
Now up to the plate is Nick Galello. Galello DHing today.
We were debating about calling him Galello or Galileo. They were playing Bohemian Rhapsody earlier.
That's going to be a ground ball down the first base line. Vesey the flip, touchdown the catch, a 1-2-3 inning. In Ariston Vesey's first appearance as an Amsterdam Mohawk. Let's see what the Mohawks can do on the other side of the ball after a 4-run first. Top of the second coming your way. Don't go anywhere. You're watching the Mohawks on ABN.
MCT Federal Credit Union is a member-owned financial cooperative serving all of Montgomery County, providing financial solutions since 1960. Their member experience is driven by innovation, technology, and reliable personalized service. MCT provides a comprehensive array of financial services, low-rate financing, and convenient e-services. To learn more, visit mct-fcu.org. Again, that's mct-fcu.org.
The Amsterdam Mohawks like to thank our sponsors, Three Rings Protection and Training Services. Owner Dwayne Potter is a licensed private investigator in the state of New York. He also provides armed and unarmed security officers to various businesses in upstate New York. To contact Dwayne for information, call 518-225-3283. That's 518-225-3283.
We welcome you to the top of the second at the Curtis Lumber Yard.
Very nice field, I will say. I'm very impressed.
I would agree with you. Garcia back on the bump. And the top of the order back for the Mohawks as Luke Filippi gets his second chance in the second inning.
You know, it's kind of cool. It's kind of like tucked into a neighborhood. Also, there is a Walmart 5 minutes away, which we did, in fact, need.
Here's the first pitch. Line to second. Good field. The throw to first in time. Solid play by Savoca, and Filippi is out on one pitch.
You know, I like the aggressiveness there because if you look at the scoreboard, Filippi knows that he's probably going to get a pitch in here, a first pitch strike, and he sees what he likes, and he makes pretty good contact. Unfortunately for him, it's directly at Savoca, the second baseman, for one out.
And that brings up Brandon McCrane. This guy knows how to make contact. He already has a hit in today's contest to right field.
If he gets a hold of one, there is a street right behind the fence, and then there is a house. I don't see a lot of protection over there, and if he gets a hold of one, I would watch out.
Already behind 0-1. Next pitch, just outside of the zone. It's a 1-1 count.
What do you see over there? Because I see some houses in left field. There's a street in the middle. I'm going to pull up my my maps. I want to see how far it is.
The 1-1, and McCrane goes swinging and missing. 1-2.
There's a way to do it with Google Earth, right? I think I'm correct about that.
I believe so.
I've seen people like on TikTok like measure their like furthest home runs from like Google Earth. So that's what I'm going to take a look at right now.
The 1-2. Fouled away to the Mohawks dugout. Yes, to your point, I believe that is an option on Google Earth to measure from point A to point B. I have seen that trend on TikTok, but for this field, though, I'm not sure as there are no dimensions in left, right, or center. Here's the 1-2. Chopped and caught. Nice play by Sweeney, and 2 away for Amsterdam.
Yeah, they just want to make it hard on us and make us figure it out on our own. I will say, good piece of hitting from McCrane. He didn't get a lot on that, and a really nice play from Sweeney. That ball was drawing dead, and if he didn't get it at the right time, you would have had to pick it up and throw to first base, and I think it would have been safe at first for McCrane.
Now here's Jake Long. First at bat, he struck out swinging.
I have found the measuring tool.
Long grounds out to short. Sweeney throws over to first. Not in time. Long beat it out. It's an infield single.
Yes, in fact, he did, and the first base umpire was right there. Really good call. Really good hustle from Long.
And here's a guy who has some good hustle. It's Chris Holcraft.
Ugh, it's giving it to me in meters. Why would I want it in meters? 364 down the left field line, so not impossible at all. Center field is a bit more tough.
Especially right center field.
Yep. I think there's a fence. This is incomplete.
First pitch. Long on the run. And another bobble by McLaughlin as Long reaches second safely. A stolen base for Jake Long.
So I think this is incomplete because there's a football field imprinted on here. I think they also play football here, and I think they move the fences back for that. So this is inaccurate, but I can definitely tell you how far it is to the road. I can tell you that.
As Holcraft takes the second pitch for an 0-2 count. Long, that was his second stolen base of the year, And speaking of stolen bases, when Chris Holcraft gets on the base path, he is a menace. He got on last time with a walk, but could not steal because the bases were loaded.
It's only 316 to hit the road if you pull it.
0-2, low and away. First ball of the at-bat. It's now a 1-2 count with 2 outs.
So if you pull it down the left field line and you stick it on the road, it's only around 315 feet. And to hit the house itself, well, I mean, that's around 377. So that would take a lot of power to pull it at that magnitude with wood bats.
1-2 up the middle. Good play. The throw, not in time.
Whoa! They called him out.
They're going to call him out. Wow.
I disagree with that, and the first base coach also disagrees with that, and he wants a word with the umpire, and I think Holcraft also wants a word. There's no challenge system here, so we got to go off what the umpire saw.
Savoca with a clean play. The throw did not look in time from the broadcast booth, but it's what the umpire says. The Mohawks take defense when we come back on ABN.
Don't get caught in a pickle when a storm blows in from left field. An automatic standby generator from Adirondack Generators will keep the lights on, drinks cold, and the Mohawks game playing loud and clear. Adirondack Generators, where your service is our priority. Visit us at www.adirondackgenerators.com or call 518-224-1492. Altieri's Landscaping and Snow Plowing, LLC, is a full landscaping company providing full property maintenance services, lawn mowing, shrub removal, spring and fall cleanup, excavation, gravel driveway rehabs, and upgrades, along with design work. Altieri's also provides full snow plowing services come wintertime. Tim Altieri is a veteran of the Navy who started this business 1 year of being out of the service in 1994. Tim is passionate about the work he and his team do at Altieri's Landscaping. A family-owned small engine repair shop in the town of Amsterdam, Dot Skills Equipment and Repair works on any makes and models of lawn and garden equipment, plus snow blowers, generators, and chainsaws. They offer pickup and delivery.
After a questionable call to end the top of the second, we'll bring you to the bottom of the second, where Ariston Vesey looks to continue his solid debut.
He has looked really good so far. We were just told that the AA White Sox played it for around 4 years, and, well, they were pretty easily able to hit that house in left field.
First pitch, a strike to Meyer. Meyer in right field. The 0-1 on the way. Here's the pitch. That one a bit inside. It's 1-1.
So I just got the app for the velocity. It's called Stalker Sport Radar.
Stalker Sport Radar, you say?
Yep, and I'll try and set you guys up at home if you want to get the real MPH for, I'm not sure about this game, but more of our home games. The home games, we guaranteed to have the radar. I'm not sure about today, but yeah, download that app, and you guys might be able to get up to date. Oh, no, I think you have to be near the actual radar gun. Okay.
Last pitch, a foul tip strike to Cody Meyer. The next pitch, low and away, a 2-2 count. Cody Meyer, a .333 average, a .778 slugging percentage, and a .333 on-base percentage. Absolutely. He has 3 hits, one of them being a double, the other one being a home run, so it is possible.
1.111 OPS.
The 2-2 is low and inside, a full count.
He's the right fielder today, and hit that ball dunking in front of him earlier on the McCrane hit.
Batting fourth in the lineup, so he should have some power if given the right pitch. Here's the payoff. Send him back swinging. That was the pitch, and a strikeout was the result. Early 1 out for Amsterdam.
Wow, I really need to see the MPH because that fastball just comes screaming out of the hand of Vesey. I mean, there's just no chance for, at least the first time around, for these players to catch up. They're really going to have to focus and lock in. Maybe the second time around with a velo drop or them getting adjusted, but that's a wake-up call on a 3-2 pitch.
First pitch, low and away. That's 1-0. The batter up now is Joe Carpers. He is playing third base today. with a 250 average, a 250 slugging percentage, a 400 on base percentage.
Yeah, I was debating between Carpires and Carpers.
Next pitch, swinging and missing, 1-1.
The only reason I was thinking of Carpires is because so his name is spelled Karpier, which is the word Pier, and then it's just a Z, unless I'm missing an EZ. I might be, knowing my handwriting. No, just a Z at the end.
That pitch a bit risky, a bit too inside, but not a hit by pitch. It's a 2-1 count. Vesey, a solid outing so far, 3 strikeouts in his first 4 batters faced.
You know what I think it might be? Carpiers. Maybe. I want to get that checked. Did you hear the PA announcer? I didn't hear him.
No, I have a headset on. I don't know about you. The 2-1. Inside, 3-1.
Well, we were able to hear the PA at Mohawk Valley because it was turned up so loud. It actually came through the headset. And so did
I vividly remember that.
All the other noises also came through the headset. No noises for this game.
I'll go off your pronunciation. 3-1 to Carpiers. And that's going to be the first walk of the game, first base runner of the game for the Glens Falls Dragons.
There we go. We got some sound effects. Yeah, I think it is Carpiers. And a really good at-bat from him. See the ball well out of Vesey. And now it's going to bring up Biller. First baseman, power hitter. Low average, but you can already tell he can easily get a hold of one. That bat looks really skinny, I will say.
It's a baby blue, like Jaden Harriel. Here's the first pitch. And that's low. Too low, I might add. 1-0. Cameron Biller.
There we go. I heard the PA that time.
Cameron Biller, 143 average, a 143 slugging percentage, and a 250 OBP. Only has 1 hit on the year. The pickoff to first, unsuccessful.
Yep, so 393 as the OPS. It is 1 hit on the year. Oh, apparently he has. Wait, am I reading this right? I think he has 2, actually.
There's actually a big chance that I read that wrong.
Well, everything's jumbled together. It's really hard to, pinpoint where everything is. No, I think it is 2. Nonetheless, 143 average.
1-1, that last pitch being a strike. Runner takes off, and that's going to be chopped to second base. Harden bobbles it. Throw to first is in time. 2 away. Risky play off the grass field. The Mohawks are not used to the grass field as they play in a turf infield, but Harden still recovered and made the play.
Yeah, and here it is right here. Harden drops it for just a split second, but really good heads-up play from him to figure out how much time he has and make the play.
And that's going to bring up Sweeney. Sweeney at shortstop. Allowed an infield hit on defense. His first pitch, high but in the zone for a strike. That's going to be Michael Sweeney, I might add, a 375 average. It explains why he's the 7-hitter, a 500 slugging percentage, and a 500 on-base percentage. He has 3 hits, one of them being a double. Next pitch inside, 1-1.
It was a really good heads-up play from Sebastian Harden. I mean, a lot of players, they might have just ate the ball right there, but he knew how much time he had, and he made a throw just in time.
Seen a lot of stuff from Vesey so far, mainly the high speed. He's going to try the inside move to second base. Nobody was covering. Count remains at 1-1.
And back to that play, it was technically a hit and run. You had motion over at first, so that evaded the potential double play. I personally think that ball was hit too slowly for a chance at 2.
I think that ball bounced off the borderline grass.
I agree with you. I mean, it's definitely an adjustment. Now, these players, I mean, they're used to everything, obviously, because, in college, every other team has something different. But when you're spending your summer in Amsterdam and you're taking IO and practice on a turf field, you got to, go to a dirt field the next day. It could get a little bit shaky.
The 1-2. Too low, and that ball is going to get away from Walker. Advancing to third base is Carpiers, and a runner is 90 feet away from home plate for the first time for the Dragons.
Yeah, that'll be a pass ball on Walker. The pitch was in the dirt, but it just bounced off him and then skittered away. Actually, they're going to call it a wild pitch. I mean, I agree with that, too. Pitch was in the dirt, so can't really put the fault on Walker. Nonetheless, runner at third.
Vesey tried the slider there. Let's see what he tries now. The 2-2. is too high. Full count with 2 outs.
That's a good pitch. That's a really good pitch right there.
Wanted Sweeney to bite on the high fastball. Common tactic used. Let's see what the payoff is, though. He waits. Now he fires. And just outside of the zone, another runner on base. And another walk for Vesey. His second walk of the game, second walk of the inning. Runners on the corners for the Dragons.
I think he missed, but a really nice frame from Walker. I like how he kind of held it there. You know, catchers kind of do this where if they feel they frame the pitch well or they feel that it should be a strike, they kind of just hold it there waiting for the umpire to make a signal. It's kind of like it's kind of like you're telling the umpire, hey, I kind of thought that should have been a strike, but you're doing it respectfully. You're not actually saying anything. You can't really get ejected for it. It's kind of like if you're an infielder, and I know you've heard this back in your day. Let's say, pitcher makes a good pitch, and you scream from shortstop, hey, good pitch right there, good pitch. Like, good spot. That's kind of you mocking.
Pickoff in time? No.
Pardon me, not mocking, but it's kind of you being vocal in a backhanded compliment way, like, hey, good spot, good spot. It's kind of saying, like, hey, our team thought that was a really good spot. Got a little backhanded right there.
0-1 count early on to Aiden Gallagher. Aiden Gallagher in left field. And that's going to be a hit by pitch, and the bases are juiced with 2 outs.
Yeah, that just barely nicked him. I was about to say you might see some action at first base with Sweeney, the speedy shortstop, but no need for that. Now it's going to be McLaughlin, the catcher. Nice walk-up song. Breen's going to come out and speak to VC right now. Just a little bit of loss of command. Obviously, there's no hits in this inning, all this via the walk. He's not struggling. He's having a pretty good inning. He's just missing his spot very, very slightly. And again, the 4-run lead, obviously the tying run at the plate, but definitely a good spot for Zach Breen to come out and talk, kind of settle VC down. He's doing a great job. He has 33 pitches so far, 3 strikeouts, but it's just the walks, and it's also a really good job by Glens Falls. They're not being aggressive like they were in the first inning.
Nobody in the bullpen yet for the Mohawks. Only Breen and Walker went out to talk to Vesey. And that's going to bring up Brendan McLaughlin. McLaughlin is the catcher. My apologies. He dropped 2 balls. That allowed 2 runners to advance for Amsterdam.
Yep.
First pitch, swinging and missing.
That was a nice pitch right there. Good location. If you're going to get beat by the batter, that's where you want to get beat. It's an outside fastball, and if he hits that for a single, you got to just tip your cap.
Vesey in his first jam in his second inning. Here's the 0-1. Make that 0-2, a foul ball on the inside.
Really good pitch inside. It'll be interesting to see what the next pitch is. Maybe some breaking ball on the outside, maybe a changeup low. He came inside there, maybe another high fastball. He's been successful with that. So a lot of options that VC can go to. Is it Vesey or VC? I got to nail this in my head.
It was Vesey when I last spoke to Zach Breen, the pitching coach.
I just have to get that in my head. So pardon me, you folks at home. I will get that better.
Here's the 0-2. Send him back swinging. Vesey gets out of the jam. The Mohawks walk away from the second inning, leaving the Dragons scoreless. They have another chance at the top of the third. Don't go anywhere. You're watching the Mohawks on ABN.
Farmers Insurance has spent 90 years putting customers first. Visit farmers.com to learn more. Come to Recovery Sports Grill, where Mohawks fans feel at home even when they're not in the ballpark, offering delicious food and drinks from burgers and beer to mocktails and desserts, and exclusive promotions and offers through our Hall of Fame Rewards program. Enjoy the fan and family environment where Recovery Sports Grill is proud to support local sports and always happy to host your family or team.
While the Mohawks shine on the diamonds shine bright at Northeastern Fine Jewelers. Come choose from a vast collection of products from all of your favorite brands, such as Omega, Cartier, Breitling, and more. Whether it's everyday jewelry or if you need something for that special day, we have you covered with our fashion and bridal assortments. Visit us in Albany, Schenectady, or Glens Falls to see what Northeastern can do for you.
When the Mohawks win, you also win at McDonald's. Whenever the Mohawks claim victory, Take your game ticket to the McDonald's on Market Street in Amsterdam and receive a free small fry. You must have your ticket stub with you.
At NBT Bank, we know that this day starts with this one. That's why no matter what day you're planning for next, you can count on us to help you get started. NBT Bank, it starts here.
To the top of the third we go, and Bray Touchstone steps up to the plate for the Amsterdam Mohawks. Xavier Garcia still on the mound for the Glens Falls Dragons. He had a very solid second inning after a rocky first inning.
Yes, he did. It was not 1-2-3 because of the infield single, but very good inning from him. Last inning, Mohawks, they were able to strand 3 runners for the Glens Falls Dragons, so 3 left on base for them.
First pitch low and inside. Counts now 0-1. 1-0. Yikes. Mohawks have 3 runners stranded for the entire game, 2 in the first and 1 in the second.
It's good numbers right there when you're up 4-0. And you're only
Next pitch fouled away.
You're only stranding 3 runners on base. You know, obviously, we didn't really get to watch the game yesterday, but you look at the Mets, and we complain all the time about them leaving runners on, and the Mohawks yesterday, well, they didn't leave anybody on.
That pitch bounces right in front of McLaughlin, 2-1.
They left a total of 3. Well, that might be wrong. Well, I didn't record the last inning because it was an 8-run inning and everything was kind of spiraling out of motion, but 3 runners on.
3 runners on. Count is now 3-1 in favor of Touchstone.
According to my calculations, there were 5 runners left on base all of yesterday, and they scored 20 runs.
Full count now for Touchstone. That pitch looked a little low.
Yeah, but you know what? That's not a pitch you want to swing at, so good job by Bray Touchstone. Now he's setting himself up with a pitch to hit here, possibly.
The payoff. That was not the pitch to hit,
Nope.
but Touchstone gets on base. First runner of the top of the third for the Amsterdam Mohawks is from a Bray Touchstone walk. His second of the game.
Yeah, and the thing that he did so well there, you know, you mentioned that 3-1 pitch definitely looked a bit low. Well, he could have swung at that and possibly could have popped up or grounded out. Now he's on first base because it was a close pitch. He didn't get the benefit of the call, but then obviously the 3-2 pitch with all the pressure on, nowhere near the strike zone.
So here's Jaden Harriel up to the plate with Touchstone on first. He's going to attempt for a bunt, but his first attempt goes foul. Early 0-1 count for Harriel.
I think 2 people, Sam Fetterman and John, told me this at the start of the year. Before I got to Amsterdam, they said Griff loves fundamentals, but also always expect the bunt. Always expect the bunt. It doesn't matter who's batting. And I'm going to bring it up every game because it doesn't matter who's batting. Harriel has been fantastic recently, but this is a bunting situation.
High fly ball. That's going to sail foul. We've seen it the most, though, from Jaden Harriel. In the past 2 games, I'd say he's been the one getting the most bunt attempts. He's had at least 1 bunt attempt or situation in at least one of his at-bats.
Maybe we should go watch his BP. We haven't been able to because of the rain and everything, but they always start off with a couple of bunts, and I kind of want to see. Maybe he's just the most talented bunter on the team.
Can't bunt now in an 0-2. Here's the pitch.
Fouled.
That's going to be a foul tip. The umpire put both of his hands up to signal that. Touchstone trots back to first base. It could have been a good hit-and-run situation.
Yeah, really good way to get a piece of that. I'm going to aim the camera up a little bit higher just so you guys can get that scoreboard in the sky and not over left field. Here we go.
Harriel walked his first at-bat. Going to be a bit hard in time. Impressive move by Garcia, who, if you know lefties, they got it easier going to first base.
Yes, they absolutely do. You comment section, if you like this camera angle, you let me know. I can change it for you guys.
That's the power that lefties have, and that's the power that lefties had in high school, too. I was picked off in first base a lot. The 1-2. And Harriel gets sent back looking. Garcia using the breaking ball for the first out of the top of the third.
And a fantastic one. Harriel thought that ball was just going to stay in the other's batter's box, but it comes in and clips the corner. Really good pitch from Garcia right there.
That's going to bring up Wes Walker. Wes Walker got the infield single that trickled all the way to the shortstop Sweeney. and Walker was just there to beat it out. He has a runner on first and 1 out. The fake pickoff again, and Walker's going to ground that to second base. That's going to be the flip to second, the throw to first. They got the double play. That's going to be Savoca to Carpiers, back to Biller.
4-6-3.
And that's a solid way to end the inning for the Glens Falls Dragons. The Mohawks cooled down a bit offensively from the first inning, but they haven't cooled off defensively as no runs have been allowed. The bottom of the third will be up next. Don't go anywhere. You're watching the Mohawks on ABN.
Ball. And I think the umpire ruled it a foul ball. The batter is trying to say he was hit by the pitch, and now the head coach is coming out to argue, and I don't blame him.
The only way that it would be a potential foul ball would be if the ball went off the knob of the bat, the knob being the absolute end, which we could not see up here in the broadcast booth.
No, we cannot. Wow, your hotspot's working really well, I will say.
I appreciate that.
We are getting a hotspot soon for the road from Brian Spagnola. He told me he switched. Oh, so they are going to rule it a hit by pitch, and I think that's the right call. He asked for help from the first base umpire. Brian Spagnola switched Wi-Fi providers, cellular providers, so he has to just get a new one. You know when you make the switch from like AT&T to Verizon, everything changes.
Been there, done that.
Yep.
Travis Stroh, he had a 0 average on the year. Was that his first hit by pitch? It was not. He had 10 at-bats, drove in 2 runs. Did he have any walks, though? Yes, he did. He had 1. And that's going to bring up the top of the order. Savoca, the second baseman, who was the pinnacle of the double play last inning for Glens Falls.
Oh, I like that, pinnacle.
Brought out a good word from the dictionary there.
Yep. I like Spags coming out to not argue, but I like him trying to get a reason because, remember, originally it's ruled on the field as a foul ball. He goes over to speak to the first base umpire, so he wants to know what the first baseman saw that the guy standing 2 feet away, quite frankly, didn't see. And sometimes it's a little bit shocking. It's like, hey, how can you make that call from first base? But it's also, hey, how could you miss that call from behind home plate? So that's what Spags is going on about right now.
That doesn't look like Spags. That looks like head coach Keith Griffin.
Oh, why did I say Spags? I was talking about Spags. That's why. Got my names mixed up. Yes, it is head coach Keith Griffin Spags. Oh, my God. I was talking about Spags' Wi-Fi, the hotspot, and I got his name stuck in my head.
It happens. Janio Savoca will be up to the plate in just a moment. He struck out looking his first time up. As Arison Vesey keeping the arm loose. He's having some warm-up pitches off the mound as Keith Griffin talks with both umpires on the previous hit-by-pitch ruling.
Yeah, I missed it because I was texting in our chat that we are attempting to fix the broadcast to our viewers. What did you see? You were the one that actually had your eyes on it. So what did you see?
I see a text saying it's still a little choppy.
No, I mean, what did you see on the hit by pitch?
I saw a hit by pitch. I couldn't see the knob hit the ball because we're behind the batter. So we can't see the full front side of the swing. So I saw a hit by pitch. But then again, I am not an umpire. I should not be making those decisions. Here's the first offering to Savoca. Stroh takes off. Throw by Walker on the line. And in time. First pickoff by Walker of the season. And that's going to be the first out of the top of the third for Amsterdam after a gutsy hit-by-pitch call.
That was a great throw by Walker. I will say, though, at least from my point of view, I actually think now the throw was perfect, but I felt the tag was a little bit late, and Stroh had a really good argument. He kind of came up with his hands like, how am I called out? There's no replay, so I guess we'll never know. I thought I thought he got the hand in just a little bit before, but you know what? When you make such a good throw like that and the throw beats you like that and you apply such a good tag, that's kind of just baseball for you.
Savoca with a 1-1 count. The next pitch, low and outside, 2-1 count.
You know, we were questioning Walker's arm earlier because we know Touchstone was doing a lot better job of throwing players out, but Walker just completely proved to me that he can gun people out because I know, what was it, Mohawk Valley, he had a couple of throws in the dirt, I think, that kind of bounced by the pitcher's mound, but he looks really, really good right now behind the dish. So that was an absolute strike, and he got the benefit of the doubt because of the throw.
Counts now 3-1 to Savoca. Here's the pitch, and that's high and outside. Another base runner for Glens Falls, this time on base on balls. Vessie's third walk of the game, and his first in the top of the third.
Yeah, well, back-to-back walks. This one is obviously lucky that it's not runners on first and second because they're caught stealing, and that's not what you want to do.
Going back to that Wes Walker throw, I feel like Wes Walker has been trying to throw with a bit more velocity.
Yes.
That's why his balls have been bouncing right before second base.
Yeah, and I think that time he kind of just slowed it down just a little bit. He got a lot of air under it. We saw him in Mohawk Valley. I'm pretty sure it was him in that game. I can go back and check. Oh, no, my scorebook ripped out for that game. But still, we saw him earlier in the season just try and rip it to second base as hard as he can. He kind of gripped it a little bit too much, and right there, I mean, he was just calm, cool, collective, and it just looked like he was having a nice catch with the shortstop.
0-1 early to Figueroa, the EH. I don't want to confuse the EH and DH. That last pitch was high and away, 1-1. The EH and DH are batting right next to each other at 2 and 3, Figueroa being EH and Galello being DH. So it's a bit hard for me to pronunciate.
I do not like 10-man lineups. I just don't. I like it here because it's summer, so it's a little bit different, but at the same time, it just makes my life a little bit harder.
1-1 on the way. Runner won't go. Ball will bounce back and hit the net. A 1-2 count now for Figueroa.
It's just so weird because, like, you have a DH, and then you just have an EH. Too many H's.
Well, I mean, the Mohawks are running a 9-man lineup.
I love it.
Mainly because of their success from last night's 20-0 win. The pickoff to first unsuccessful. Count remains at 1-2, 1 out.
It is a thing around the world, though. So I can't just fault PGCBL for it. It's not them. Everywhere around the world, so many summer leagues, they run EH.
That pitch a bit too inside. Not a hit by pitch, though. Would have been a bit scary in regards to the control bug. The control bug being my new term for control issues by pitchers.
It? I meant to ask you, did you file a trademark for it?
Haven't had the time, as that next pitch was fouled back again. I haven't had the time to trademark my sayings yet, as I'm focused on broadcasting for the Amsterdam Mohawks.
You got to file that trademark very soon. And then we have to get another trademark for the Mohawk Monster.
And the mini Mohawk Monster in right field. 2-2. Low, but just a bit too low. Another full count situation for Vesey.
That's a great pitch right there. Really good pitch.
Vesey with a runner on first. Not as much of a jam situation as last inning, but let's see what the payoff holds. Here's the payoff. High fly ball. That is belted into left. Chasing Long back to the track, to the wall. It's off the wall. And Long misplays it off the wall. Rounding third is Savoca. He's heading home. He's going to score. Going to third is Figueroa. The Glens Falls Dragons have their first run of the game off a Figueroa triple to left field.
Well, that ball just came screaming off the bat, and it stayed up for such a long time. They stayed up for so long that I can't even clip it out for a replay because we only have 8 seconds on there. That ball stayed up for around 6 seconds in the air, and it finally came down off the wall. Great base running by Savoca to make sure that that ball was going to hit the wall, because there was a chance it went out of the park, there was a chance it hit off the wall, and there was also a chance that it was caught. So great base running by him. He was able to score from first base, and then great job by Figueroa to leg out a triple. I have the base running on here. Let's see what we got with the replay. Yeah, that ball was up so long.
I thought that was going to be out. Believe it or not, that was the first triple of the year for the Glens Falls Dragons and the first hit of the game.
Yeah, that ball was absolutely scorched. I'm going to put our replay time up further because, I mean, first of all, a little bit of experience. Our producer Nick, our amazing producer Nick, is not here. But also on top of that, obviously, Amsterdam's going to bring in a new pitcher, and we'll keep it here for a second. But that ball, I mean, it was hit so high, and it just kept staying up in the air. Very similar to the Jake Long walk-off, where that ball just kept tailing and tailing, and immediately you can see Long and Filippi, their backs were turned because that ball was hit so far over their heads. As one of the lights just came on. Yeah.
I think all the lights are coming on. It's a one at a time thing. Speaking of new pitchers and speaking of Knicks, Nick Simone will make his second appearance of the season. Alex Vesey finished his first outing of his Amsterdam Mohawks 2025 debut with 2.1 innings pitched, had 4 strikeouts to his name, 3 walks, 1 hit by pitch, and 1 hit allowed, and 1 run earned.
Yes, in fact it was. And the total pitches, I'm not sure if you said it, but it was 49. So it's not bad at all. I mean, that's kind of what Amsterdam wanted. They're up 4-1. He pitched 2 1/3. So not bad at all from Ariston Vesey. And now Nick Simone is going to come in here, and he's going to see what he can do. He's going to try and hold the runner at third to the best of his abilities. It's obviously not a situation you want to come into as a pitcher, but he's going to try his best here. He's at a high point, and from Valley Cottage, New York. Not quite sure. Do you know where that is? I know you know more upstate than me.
Surprisingly, I don't, but I do know that Simone has a 6 ERA in his 1 appearance. He pitched 3 innings, allowed 2 hits, 2 runs, both of them earned, 2 strikeouts. One of them being one of those hits was a home run, actually. That was the home run allowed to tie the game against
this was Oneonta.
That wasn't Oneonta.
Right?
No, it was the Monday game. But I'm just forgetting the opponent off. It's Boonville. I keep forgetting that opponent.
I forgot
off the top of my head.
Yes.
Yeah, that home run was to tie the game.
That was from Santiago, the shortstop, and we had our apologies, our cameras kind of cut out on that home run, but that ball was absolutely scorched over the Mohawk monster. And I know Santiago, he wanted a clip of it, and he tried going onto our stream, and the cameras were cutting out. So we fortunately clipped it on the replay, and I went back in and found it for him.
First pitch by Simone, just outside. 1-0 count to Nick Galello, who grounded into a PFP in the first inning.
I mean, if I ever hit a ball like that, too, I'd want that clip back as well.
Definitely something to add to your highlight reel.
Yep, stared it down, too. Rightfully so.
That ball chopped foul over the right field or the first base line standings. I always get confused with these minor league-esque stadiums.
I know.
Especially in Mohawk Valley and Glens Falls, where there are bleachers in the outfield. They just aren't being used.
It's crazy because it's supposed to be for football, and they move the fences back. Or at least they just paint on the field.
The 1-1 breaking ball is just a bit outside again, 2-1.
It's kind of crazy to think about, though, because, I mean, if you play football on this field, it's kind of like its own mini stadium in itself because there's so many bleachers. Same thing goes for Mohawk Valley.
So here's the 2-1. And make that 3-1. Another outside pitch for Simone, this time on the high-speed fastball.
This would not be the worst walk for Simone. You know, he's just coming in fresh into the game. It's totally normal.
I agree. It sets up the double play situation.
Absolutely. So totally normal for him, especially to fall behind here. And he's going to go fastball here, just try and blow it by him.
Galello looking for a pitch to hit. Here's the 3-1 offering with 1 out. He swung at that pitch. The high fastball, this time a bit more over the plate. Full count now for Galello.
That's the right pitch. You got to trust your pitch, and you got to do the same thing here. You're going to throw your best pitch here. If you feel it's your fastball, you're going to try and blow it by him because you feel that you are better. You feel that your velo is better than the speed of his bat.
So here's the payoff with a runner at third. Good frame job, and Galello gets sent back looking. An amazing frame by Walker. That pitch looked a bit on the outside, but he maneuvered it just a bit inside for the second out of the inning.
Normal frustration by Galello. He's just got to watch himself. I'm not really experienced here with the umpires in the PGCBL, so I don't know how quick of a leash they have it. But no, that's a very borderline pitch, and I don't really mind Galello making a face about it because he was certain it was a ball, and that was a pitcher's pitch right there. I think it was too close to take. On top of that, really good frame. But I don't mind I don't mind him being frustrated. But you just got to watch yourself with the hand gestures because those could come back to possibly bite you.
Max Meyer up at the plate. He struck out swinging his last time. He has a 1-0 count. Ripped into left field. Long racing back to the wall, and that is foul.
Uh-oh.
Oh, they're going to call it a home run.
Hold on. No, they called it foul, but
they called it foul.
The entire
Everybody
dugout
thought it was a home run.
Yeah, Long gave it a courtesy look. That ball was too close. They have to meet right now. They have to meet. I think the umpire and third and both umpires need to talk about this right now. This needs to be a conversation. I don't think you can just ignore that.
From my eyes, that looked just to the left of the foul pole.
I can't give you an honest opinion because it was hit so high, and we're not standing where the umpire is. Wow. Oh, my goodness. That's back-to-back calls that the Glens Falls Dragons really wanted to go in their favor.
Counts now at 1-1. Simone, his next pitch is just a bit outside, 2-1.
Now here's the thing. This is the home plate umpire's call no matter what. He has the best view, but what I would have liked to see was the umpire behind the pitcher's mound just come over and give a little talk, and they can just see what they both saw so they're on the same page.
Breaking ball just hitting the zone. Another questionable call. Fans reacting to that one. It's 2-2.
We're getting some boos, and it's getting rowdy here. Oh, man. A little bit of drama here in the third inning.
Cody Meyer, I might add. I said Max Meyer in relation to the pitcher, but it's actually Cody Meyer. My apologies there. The 2-2. Send him back looking.
He's got to be
careful. And Cody Meyer is saying his words to the umpire. However, that will be ignored. The Mohawks get out of a risky third inning, and we'll take you to the top of the fourth. The Mohawks, another chance to add to their 3-run lead. I should say now 3-run lead. Don't go anywhere. You're watching the Amsterdam Mohawks on ABN.
MCT Federal Credit Union is a member-owned financial cooperative serving all of Montgomery County, providing financial solutions since 1960. Their member experience is driven by innovation, technology, and reliable personalized service. MCT provides a comprehensive array of financial services, low-rate financing, and convenient e-services. To learn more, visit mct-fcu.org. Again, that's mct-fcu.org.
The Amsterdam Mohawks like to thank our sponsors, Three Rings Protection and Training Services. Owner Dwayne Potter is a licensed private investigator in the state of New York. He also provides armed and unarmed security officers to various businesses in upstate New York. To contact Dwayne for information, call 518-225-3283. That's 518-225-3283.
We welcome you back to the top of the fourth inning as Brad Curtis steps up to the plate for the second time tonight and for the second time this season. His first time DHing. Got a sac fly RBI in his first appearance. And we'll look to add on. Curtis was mainly used as a pitcher in his earlier appearances with the Mohawks this season. Takes the first pitch low and outside, 1-0. And Matt Becker is back.
Let's plug the phone in. I ran an extension cord just to plug my phone in.
Another high fly ball by Curtis. This is into deep center field. Trailing and making the catch is Stroh. One away early for Amsterdam. And that's going to bring up the top of the order for the third time tonight in the span of 4 innings. Actually, I must add, it is Sebastian Harden. My apologies.
All good. I have a little journalistic report that I was going to plug my thing in, and if you're wondering, the fans, well, they are not happy right now. A lot of the fans are saying that the home plate umpire, they feel, and this is a quote, he's indecisive right now. So that is what I'm hearing from the folks here. I feel like a little bit of bias plays into it from these fans, but I get their frustration. But that's just baseball, and obviously, there's going to be umpires in this league forever. Like, you're not going to get ABS anywhere near this.
Ground ball off of Garcia's leg. The throw over to first is high and not in time. So that was a very tough play. That went off of Garcia's cleat. A solid field by Sweeney, but the throw was just off the bag. Is Sebastian Harden? That's going to be his first hit of the year.
I was just about to say, I'm tallying that as a hit. I think everyone else would as well. He said he got it last year in Glens Falls, and there it is. And, of course, it had to be as dramatic as possible. It had to hit off the pitcher, go to the shortstop, and he had to leg it out. But it's absolutely a hit. There's no doubt about it. So Sebastian Harden gets on the board, and now that OPS is going to skyrocket because his on-base percentage is just fantastic.
And there's the bunt situation, a beautiful bunt towards the third base line, and Felipe is going to be safe, and the ball gets away from the first baseman. Harden to third. Harden's going to be sent home. Here's the throw. Here's the play at the plate. He is safe. Another run for the Amsterdam Mohawks off a costly fielding error by the first baseman, Biller, as Luke Felipe heads to third base off a bunt situation, and the Mohawks lead 5-1.
There was no need for that ball to be thrown. This bunt is in a perfect spot. I don't feel this ball should have been thrown. And what a job by Sebastian Harden to go first to home. He just uses his speed so well. I mean, this bunt is put in a perfect spot. And look at the base running here. Everybody's on the same mindset. Griff is leading the way with the controlling right there, and Harden's able to just get in there and beat out the tag.
And that's going to bring up Brandon McCrane, which, as I mentioned before, is the hottest hitter on the Amsterdam Mohawks right now with a .588 average going into this game. And he's actually going to get intentionally walked. The first intentional walk we have seen all year placed on the Amsterdam Mohawks, and that's going to leave runners on the corners with one out for Jake Long.
Wow. I don't know. If you're McCrane, you can take this one of two ways. You can be extremely upset because you're not getting a chance to hit, but then at the same time, you feel such a bit of power and respect right there, and you feel good about yourself. You know that you're doing something right.
But that's going to bring up Jake Long, who's had a hot season, is 1 for 2 on the day with a strikeout in his first appearance and an infield single in the second. The pickoff move by Garcia, unsuccessful.
Now, if you're Jake Long, you're saying, wow, okay, you guys want to pitch to me? Okay. Now you're fired up here. You're really fired up. You really want to get a hit here if you're Long.
That first pitch looked outside, but just painted the corner of the zone, 0-1.
Trying to check the stream right now. I think everything's running a little bit better. Your hotspot's doing wonders right now.
I agree. Here's the 0-1, and that's going to be fouled to the left side. Towards the Mohawks bullpen it goes, and into the street as a bunch of kids are chasing after that one.
Be careful. Yeah, Long, he obviously, 0-2 right now. He's definitely fired up because he knows that they're choosing a pitch to him right here, and they're attacking him. So he's going to try and get this sac fly right here. He's going to look for anything up.
And there it is. High fly ball in the center field. Making the catch is Stroh. Tagging up is Felipe. He'll be sent home. He will score. It is 6-1 Amsterdam off the sac fly by Jake Long. You called that one.
Absolutely, and you got to be happy if you're Jake Long because you're saying, wow, you guys want to pitch to me? You think that I'm just going to strike out or hit into a fielder's choice or a double play? Well, watch this. I'm going to take your curveball, breaking ball. It might have been a little bit low, and he just drives it. He gets extended with that uppercut swing, and he puts it perfectly. That's exactly what they practice.
Here comes Chris Holcraft for his third appearance at the plate. He walked his first time, went on to score a run, and then grounded into an out his second time. First pitch is low, 0-1-0.
Amsterdam Mohawks with already 6 runs in this game. I mean, they won 20-0 yesterday. That's 26 runs for them in their last 2 days. It doesn't get much better than that.
Runner on first with 2 outs. Here's the pitch. That one outside, 2-0. Holcraft, he's been known to get on base. Even though he has a high average, he also has a high walk rate.
Yes, he
which
does.
brings his on-base percentage, and this was at before the game. We don't have the advanced statistics right now, but his on-base percentage, it was a calm 500.
Just a calm little 500. Not too bad, I'd say.
The second pickoff by Garcia this inning, unsuccessful again. Count remains 2-0 with 2 outs. Let's see what Holcraft does at this next pitch. The 2-0 on the way. Garcia delivers, and Holcraft goes swinging and missing. His first strike of the at-bat, 2-1.
You know, to your point, it is really casual for Holcraft. He's just going up there and getting on base. And you know how many players would dream of having an on-base percentage of 500? And Holcraft is doing it with ease.
At any level.
Any level.
3-1 the count, that last pitch being high and outside.
I mean, good for him. I mean, he is playing such good baseball. I mean, so is the entire Mohawks team. I mean, it's pretty hard not to play good baseball when you win 20-0, I'll tell you that. But undefeated right now, 5-0.
Next pitch fouled. That's going to be a full count. That's going to go over the concession shed. And
my God.
And the stampede of kids begins.
Look out! They almost elbowed you. They got very close. Hey, Cooper.
Cooper's got my support on this one.
The mascot.
Full count with 2 outs, the payoff. And that's going to be a breaking ball outside. Holcraft, his second walk of the game, and 2 runners are on for Amsterdam with 2 outs.
I have to ask Cooper a question. I want to ask him if he thought if it was fair or foul. I want to know his thoughts.
I want to hear his response.
I want to hear his response, too. Hey, Cooper. Come here. That last inning. Cooper. The last inning, would you say fair or foul? Foul? Wait, sorry, fair. Fair or foul? Yes, he's saying fair. So we have the verdict from Cooper. He thinks it was a fair ball.
Cooper agrees with the hometown fans as Bray Touchstone steps up to the plate for his 3rd time. The first pitch, runners take off, and that ball is going to be fouled, and that's going to be over the lumberyard sign.
Oh, wow.
So a double steal attempted by, it looks like McCrane and Holcraft.
Yep. Oh, sorry. It's yes, it is. My apologies. Flippy came around to score. You're completely right. So once again, that's the second hit and run in the game that the Amsterdam Mohawks are trying. Griff loves to do it.
I respect it. Touchstone at first base, as I mentioned earlier. He and Wes Walker will be switching off between catcher and other positions this season as Touchstone gets one through the shortstop and third base for a base hit. That's going to send McCrane home. McCrane will score standing. So an RBI single for Touchstone, and the lead is now 7-1 in favor of the Mohawks.
You know, not a lot of players can score on that ball because of how light contact was. Now, don't get me wrong. It was ripped by Touchstone. But once it hit the outfield grass, it was going pretty slowly. But so much speed from McCrane, and he's able to just leg it out. We do apologize. So our camera, it's this specific camera. This is the one that we pick up the zooms in from our home broadcast, and it's just a little bit laggy. It's a little bit choppy, so our apologies.
Jaden Harriel and his baby blue bat up to the plate for the 3rd time. Harriel walked his first time, struck out his second. First pitch is popped up well into foul ground. That's going to be caught.
No, he dropped it. Oh, my goodness.
I thought that was going to be a catch.
Yeah, and it should have been. It 100% should have been. That's going to be an error right there, and it doesn't go into It doesn't go into the at-bat, but it does go on the scoreboard. That ball absolutely needs to be caught, and I do not blame you for putting your head down because 9 times out of 10, that's a catch, and it just kind of popped out of the glove.
I appreciate you for being my eyes and ears. And for the first baseman, Biller, that was his second misplay. He misplayed the bunt. That ball would trickle into the foul ground, and that would score Sebastian Harden. And there's another ball. This one's hit more fair into right center field. Racing, and he dropped it! Stroh dropped the ball! Holcroft's going to score! Behind him is Touchstone. He's going to score! 9-1 Amsterdam off of 2 errors in a row.
I don't know what to rule that. It was a tough play. We'll see what they rule it. I would go with an error. Nonetheless, it's 9-1 Amsterdam. 2 runs come around to score. That wasn't an easy play, don't get me wrong, but he did touch that ball, and it kind of sat in his glove for a second, so I think they're going to give it an error.
We'll give you a scoreboard update in the moment as Wes Walker steps up to the plate.
I mean, if it is an error, that's 2 errors in the same at-bat.
2 errors in 2 pitches.
Yeah, that's unbelievable. The Mohawks, I mean, they made Mohawk Valley look like they made Mohawk Valley play some very bad fundamentals yesterday, and there are some not good ones here. As that one almost hit him.
Bad fundies, as I'm stealing your catchphrase.
Yes, that's not mine. That's Keith. You gotta give Keith credit. That's all him.
Yeah, I should have given that credit to Mr. Hernandez. But you've been using it way too often. A little bit too often, I should say. Here's the 1-0. Garcia awaits. Now throws. And that's going to be just a bit outside. So Touchstone is at second on the error by Stroh in center field. That was definitely a hard play, I might add. He had to run all the way in. Called off the right fielder, Meyer. I think a little last minute. Here's the 2-0. Rip to the shortstop. The throw over to first base, and that's going to be in time. So a solid way to end the inning for Sweeney. However, some errors, that's going to be added onto the scoreboard just now. 2 errors.
All right, so this is what happened. They called it a single, but then the advance to second was on an error. So you're going to give it a hit, it seems. So Harriel at the moment, I'm going to put it down as a hit because that's what they have, but there was errors on the throw. That is what they're calling it.
I did not see the throw, but what I will see is the Mohawks coming back on defense. Don't go away yet. You're watching the Mohawks with a 9-1 lead on ABN.
MCT Federal Credit Union is a member-owned financial cooperative serving all of Montgomery County, providing financial solutions since 1960. Their member experience is driven by innovation, technology, and reliable personalized service. MCT provides a comprehensive array of financial services, low-rate financing, and convenient e-services. To learn more, visit mct-fcu.org. Again, that's mct-fcu.org.
The Amsterdam Mohawks like to thank our sponsors, 3 Rings Protection and Training Services. Owner Dwayne Potter is a licensed private investigator in the state of New York. He also provides armed and unarmed security officers to various businesses in upstate New York. To contact Dwayne for information, call 518-225-3283. That's 518-225-3283.
To the bottom of the 4th we go, where the Mohawks scored 5 in the top of the 4th. 2 errors this past inning.
Anybody missing a Subaru key? That's the announcement that they just made.
Well, we shouldn't announce it to our broadcast, as most of these viewers, I'd assume, are not at Glens Falls right now.
Hey, you never know. Anybody missing a Subaru key? That's awesome. So yeah, it's still a single. I'm not quite sure why. So yeah, 2 errors on the scoreboard. One of them is on the dropped pop-up in foul territory. And then the other one, they're having it on the throw. So score it a single for Harriel.
Joe Carpier is up to bat for his second time. He walked his first against Vesey, and he'll face Simone for the first time. He awaits the first pitch. He'll get it right now. He'll line it out to center field. That chases Felipe back, and he's gonna leap and make the catch for the first out. 1 pitch, 1 out for the Mohawks.
That is a fantastic catch by Felipe. Not a lot of people realize how hard that is. He got turned around one way and turned around the other.
That's always a tough play. When a ball is soaring over your head, you're going to have to get that back foot going as fast as you can. That's a tough play for any outfielder. I used to play outfielder in high school. First pitch by Simone is in the dirt for his second batter of the bottom of the fourth, and that's going to be Biller, who was at first base and made an error or two last inning. Let's see what he can do on the other side. The 1-0. Breaking ball, that's just going to be inside, 2-0.
Yeah, Biller had the dropped pop-up at first, which led to the then apparently single.
Definitely an interesting turn of events. Let's see what he can do at 2-0. He'll take his first strike, 2-1.
What an interesting inning. I know you said it to me as soon as it ended. I mean, wow. I can't even understand what happened that inning.
I was at a loss of words. Here's the 2-1. Lined into center field, and sliding and making the catch is Felipe. What a play. What a way for the second out.
What a catch by Felipe. This ball, that is not the right replay. That ball was laced into center field, and that is an unbelievable catch. I'll get you the replay in a second. It's just not cooperating with me.
While we await on that, the next batter is going to be Sweeney, the shortstop. Sweeney, his second appearance of the night. He'll take the first pitch, breaking ball in the zone. Early 0-1 count with 2 outs.
All right, well, here it is. This ball comes screaming off the bat right into center field, and Felipe makes such a great play to make sure that he has enough room, and he slides at the perfect time to make the catch.
Count now at 0-2 off another breaking ball by Simone. Let's see if he can put him away. Here's the 0-2. Wes Walker thought that was a strike. Thought that was a bit in the zone, but it looked like a bit too inside. Count's going to be at 1-2. Sweeney, he made some solid fielding at shortstop. The arm just not in time, let up a few infield singles. Here's the 1-2. Just outside, 2-2 with 2 outs.
Deuces are wild. I don't like saying that because a lot of my friends at Penn State say it. I feel bad for taking it from them, but that's kind of their thing.
Well, they didn't put the trademark on that one.
No,
though.
they didn't. They didn't.
2-2 with 2. Make that a 3-2 with 2. Another breaking ball by Simone. This one low and away from the plate.
I'm just trying to straighten out this camera. There we go. It's all right.
Sweeney walked his first time up. Let's see what he can do with a 3-2 count. Here's the payoff. And that's just high and inside, so Sweeney will walk for the second time tonight in his many appearances. And the Mohawks have a runner on base with 2 outs in the bottom of the fourth.
Yep, second walk to Sweeney. His on-base percentage was .500 coming into the game. That's gone up even more now. Now you got Gallagher. He got hit by the pitch last time up.
Gallagher in left field for today's contest. Waits the first pitch. Simone from the stretch. First pitch, a little bit outside, but a bit not outside enough. It stays in the zone. Simone went to the fastball there. It's now 0-1. Gallagher got hit by pitch. And that was a controversial call in relation to the third inning. 2 straight strikes now. 0-2 count on 2 fastballs.
Yeah, I don't think these fans are going to forget that third inning.
That one entailed a hit by pitch that was argued by the Mohawks and a foul ball that was argued by the Glens Falls Dragons. 0-2, that one in the dirt.
Don't forget the 3-2 pitch. That was just a bit on the corner, and Mohawks got the strike 3 call. And then right after the foul ball home run, another pitch on the corner for called strike 3. So you had 2 players arguing that inning.
You know, I think the argument was for the foul ball. I wouldn't say it was for the strike call. Speaking of foul balls, that one just gets foul by the right field side.
I think you had one player argue the 3-2, then the foul ball long one comes, and everyone's arguing, and then it's a mixture of both because the strikeout pitch was close. It was a backwards K, caught looking, and he kind of put his hands up. He's like, very emphatic.
Pick off to first, a bit too late. Count remains at 1-2.
That was Meyer, the right fielder. I will say the foul pole is very low. Very low.
The foul pole is also very, very thin.
Yeah.
In comparison with Rao Family Stadium at Shuttlesworth Park. Too thin, I might add, for a foul pole.
It looks like a pencil.
2-2, runner advances. Walker bobbles. And advancing safely to second is Sweeney. So 2 outs and a runner on second base for the Dragons.
Good stolen base there from Sweeney. It was a good pitch to run on as well.
A sacrifice would not be useful right now for the Dragons. What would be useful is a hit with another full count for Simone in his second at-bat in a row. The 3-2 with 2 outs, the payoff, and that's going to be another walk. Oh, now the count is 3-2. The scoreboard got that wrong.
I already put it down as a walk in my book. What's going on here, guys? Let's figure it out.
Now the payoff. My apologies to those at home.
No, that's not your fault.
It sort of is. I should be keeping up with the score. Here's the pitch. That's going to be grounded right field. That's going to get past Harden for a base hit. Sweeney is around third. He will be safe at the plate. That was a laser by Brandon McCrane in right field. He used the crow hop, but the tag by Walker was just a bit too late. It's now 9-2, still in favor of Amsterdam.
This was a close one, and obviously a lot of calls going in a bunch of directions. So the throw beats him, and he comes in with the tag right there. And, yeah, I think he just got around him. So really good base running right there from Sweeney to come around and score.
And that's going to bring up the 5th at-batter of this inning. It's going to be Brendan McLaughlin, the catcher. McLaughlin in his first appearance at the plate. Trying to see what he did.
We'll look one more time here. I tried to get it to slow motion. Let me speed it up and get it to slow-mo. Yeah, it's tough. I think it's the right call. Umpire was right there, so he knows.
McLaughlin awaits the 1-0 offering by Simone. That pitch just a bit outside. It's now 2-0 with 2 outs.
I like the attempted frame by Walker. That pitch is way outside.
Hey, I mean, that worked for him.
Yeah, it did.
That did work for him. As I go back to that called third strike, that Walker did frame from the outside. The pickoff back to first base. That one a bit closer, but still unsuccessful. Count remains at 2-0. You enjoy the moon in the sky?
I do. It looks orange tonight.
Fouled back for the first strike of the AB.
It's a clear sky, no clouds. Clouds are behind us, actually, so that's where it is. Clouds are going that way, and I could probably get a shot of it for everybody. There it is. It's out of the moon, everybody. Look at that. Look at that. What a shot by our amazing cameraman, me.
For the interim, as that next pitch was outside, 3-1. Simone already allowed 1 walk this inning, and he allowed an RBI single to Gallagher.
This is why I don't touch the camera. I had to make sure I got it back. That was a great shot, though. Here, I got it on my phone.
Here's the 3-1, and that pitch is going to be 2 inside. So with 2 outs, the Glens Falls Dragons have 2 runners on base, 1 on second and 1 on first. And that's going to bring up the center fielder, Stroh, who made the error last inning.
We'll see if we get a pitching change here as Keith Griffin out of the mound. He could just be talking about situation stuff. Sometimes he likes to do that. So we'll see. Is he asking for the ball?
No, he's not, because the infielders aren't in with the mound. So when it is a pitching change, it would be the whole entire infield. This time it's just Griff and the catcher Walker and Simone.
And they came in for a second, and I think Griff was like, no, he's staying in. I think we're going to talk about how to pitch this at bat here, because you know what? It doesn't matter that it's a 9-2 game. The reason people come and players come to the Amsterdam Mohawks is to get better at baseball. And it doesn't matter what the score is here. It's a 9-2 game, but there are runners at first and second with 2 outs. And it's a learning experience. This is how you get better. And the same thing goes with us in the broadcast. It's a 9-2 game, but we're still going to try and call it to the best of our abilities. And that's just everybody tries to get better when they come to the Amsterdam Mohawks, and that's why they have so much success.
So my phone is at 9% right now. Something to keep in mind for...
I have a charger for you.
Perfect.
I do have a charger for you.
That first pitch to Stroh was a sword, 0-1.
Yeah, I will get that for you.
Yeah, my phone is scorching right now in my pocket.
Yeah, that makes sense. You got your hotspot connected.
I am carrying the broadcast right now.
Yes, you are. Let me get that for you.
Not now. Maybe at the end of this inning. Here's the 0-1. Make that 1-1. Another fastball outside by Simone. We're going to do a quick change of charge. My phone about to be plugged in. Matt's phone about to be plugged out. The 1-1. Swing and a miss on a breaking ball in the dirt. 1-2 the count. As Matt is working his magic with his phone charger. Phone's at 8% right now. Let's see if it holds up for the entire game. Hopefully for the entire broadcast. The 1-2 is skied into the infield. Who's going to call for it? It'll be Sebastian Harden. And that will end an inning. Simone escapes the jam. The Mohawks only let up 1 run with 1 hit
I'm back.
and 2 walks. Well, you missed the end of the inning. But don't worry, we'll get you to the top of the 5th in just a moment. Don't go anywhere. You're watching the Amsterdam Mohawks on ABN.
Farmers Insurance has spent 90 years putting customers first. Visit farmers.com to learn more. Come to Recovery Sports Grill, where Mohawks fans feel at home even when they're not in the ballpark, offering delicious food and drinks from burgers and beer to mocktails and desserts, and exclusive promotions and offers through our Hall of Fame Rewards program. Enjoy the fan and family environment where Recovery Sports Grill is proud to support local sports and always happy to host your family or team.
While the Mohawks shine on the diamonds shine bright at Northeastern Fine Jewelers. Come choose from a vast collection of products from all of your favorite brands, such as Omega, Cartier, Breitling, and more. Whether it's everyday jewelry or if you need something for that special day, we have you covered with our fashion and bridal assortments. Visit us in Albany, Schenectady, or Glens Falls to see what Northeastern can do for you.
When the Mohawks win, you also win at McDonald's. Whenever the Mohawks claim victory, take your game ticket to the McDonald's on Market Street in Amsterdam and receive a free small fry. You must have your ticket stub with you.
At NBT Bank, we know that this day starts with this one. That's why no matter what day you're planning for next, you can count on us to help you get started. NBT Bank, it starts here.
Welcome back to the top of the 5th inning, and the Glens Falls Dragons welcome in a new pitcher. Matt, what do you got for us?
Well, Aiden Newhall's on the mound right now, but we take a look back at Xavier Garcia, 4 innings pitched, 7 hits, 9 runs, 7 of them earned, 7 walks, 2 strikeouts, and 89 total pitches. So obviously the walks were a problem, the hits were a problem, honestly all around. It was a problem, and then you throw in a couple of errors by the defense, and you only end up with 7 earned runs instead of 9, so not a good day. But yeah, now it's going to be Aiden Newhall. He's going to come into pitch here. And we'll see what he's got. I'm excited to see his stuff. I think they messed up on their roster. There it is. So he's from Walpole, Massachusetts, a junior, and he goes to UMass Dartmouth.
UMass Dartmouth, the smaller UMass, or one of the smaller UMasses. The big one we're referring to is in Amherst, and Brad Curtis steps up to the plate. I must add this about Xavier Garcia. He was about to be pulled out in the first inning, but he buckled down for innings 2 and 3. But the 4th inning, that's not really on him.
Yeah, there was a lot of errors. But then, on top of that, he had a lot of walks. So it kind of goes both ways. Aiden Newhall, I think this is his first appearance of the season. I have nothing on him at the moment on the chart.
1-0 already to Brad Curtis. Make that 2-0. 2 fastballs missing the plate.
Amsterdam is 2 for 4 from the leadoff spot so far. The bases loaded, they're 1 for 1. And with 2 outs, they're 3 for 6. So good 2-out hitting from the Mohawks today. You love your 2-out hittings. Those are killers. Those are bone crushing.
As Curtis fouls this next pitch off to the first base sideline. Curtis had 2 flyouts to center field, one of them being a sac RBI in the first inning.
Yeah, and he's been so solid. I didn't know what to expect from him, and he's had really good fundamental hitting and good swings in his first 2.
3-1, another fastball missing the plate. I like what I'm seeing from Curtis in his first DH appearance. He's made multiple pitching appearances for the Amsterdam Mohawks this year.
I want to see him pull the ball. I think he can really get a hold of one.
Well, he's not going to pull this one. That's going to be in right field, and is that going to be a fair ball?
Yes, it is. Oh,
no, it's not. They're going to call it foul. So right outside the foul line for Brad Curtis.
Oh, boy.
That was just a risky call. You can't really see down there, especially from where we're viewing right now.
Yeah, and you folks at home, I'm sorry, you can't see how much room there is in foul territory. There's a lot of room. If I back the camera up, the crowd's going to get in the way too much, but that was really close, and the first base coach is speaking to the umpire right now. He begs to differ.
Oh, it's going to be played on a full count already with no outs. Here's the payoff. And that's going to be low and inside. So Curtis on base with a walk, his first walk of the season. Curtis has been in a lot of full count situations, but on the other side, on the mound, he boasts a 2.25 ERA, 1 win in 2 appearances, 4 innings pitched, 2 hits, 1 run, 1 earned. 5 walks and 5 strikeouts in 14 at-bats. Opponents have a 143 average against him.
He's been great. I'll tell you what, that ball might have been called foul on the field, but it doesn't matter what the call is. That's a really good piece of hitting right there from Curtis. That ball was thrown down and low. It was off speed, and he waited back on it, and he let it get deep into the plate, and then he punched it out to right field, and call it foul, call it fair, doesn't matter. Oh, it does matter on the scorecard, but really good hitting and a nice flash from him. And there's another flash.
There's the flashiness of Curtis, and he's going to get on second base standing.
Is that Shohei Ohtani stealing bases, pitching, and hitting? Oh, my goodness.
So that's the first stolen base of the year for Curtis as a DH. Sebastian Harden up at the plate now for the Amsterdam Mohawks. Last at-bat, he got his first hit of the season off of Xavier Garcia's cleat. He now has a 3-0 count. Looking to get on base for, looks to be the 3rd time tonight? The 2nd time.
Yeah, the pop-up in foul territory on the first base side earlier this game.
He's walked a lot. I thought he had one of the many Amsterdam Mohawks walks in the first inning.
On base all 4 times yesterday, 2 via the error, 2 via the walk. And, yeah, obviously, the errors are kind of gift-wrapped. But then on top of that, you've got to factor in one of the reasons that there's errors made on him is because he is so fast. So that plays such an element, and they have to hurry up the throw. So, yes, while the play should be made, if he was slower, then they would have done it with ease, and he wouldn't have gotten those errors, and that just speaks into your on-base percentage right there.
In the meantime, we had a failed attempted an inside move, but now the 2-1 is going to be 2-2 off the breaking ball that left Harden swinging and missing.
Yeah, apparently it was 3-0, according to the scoreboard, and now it's all of a sudden 2-2. So that's where we're at right now.
We're judging off the scoreboard. We aren't keeping count. We're trying to see everything on the field and bring it to you, viewers, at home. 2-2.
Whoa.
That one way outside, so there's your full count.
Well, that slider didn't really slide.
I couldn't even tell if that was a slider. That didn't have that much movement on it.
Nope, because it didn't slide.
The only movement it had was away from the plate.
Might have been Nephis.
Potentially. Payoff. Down the middle, and Harden fouls it off. It hits the netting.
Good protection right there from Harden.
Harden has a runner in scoring position. That runner being Brad Curtis, who just had his first stolen base of the season not too long ago.
The pitcher, by the way.
Not a pitcher. He's a DH as of right now.
And a base stealer.
And is Harden going to get called for a drop third strike? He will not. He did not go around. So Harden's going to get walked for the first time tonight. And that's going to have two runners on for the top of the order. Luke Filippi stepping up to the plate for his fourth time.
I will mention good play by McLaughlin, because before even asking if Harden went, he tagged him and then he asked if he went. Really smart play, because if he did end up going and he asked, Harden could have already been halfway down the line and he would have had to throw the ball to first.
So now here's Filippi up to the plate. He's going to bunt. For the second time tonight, he's going to try for a bunt situation. The first one went in his favor, sort of. That was an error.
Well, no, so it was a single. The error was because of the advancement. So he 100% beat it out. It was ruled an infield. It was ruled a bunt for a hit, infield single. The throw, which they had no chance of throwing him out, shouldn't have been thrown. The reason Harden came around to score and then he got to third, that was the error. So the error was on the advancement, so it was an unearned run for Harden, and then when he came in to score Filippi later on the next pitch, which was the
Filippi's going to bunt again, this one behind the plate, so an early 0-2 count. Harden with his sixth walk of the year. That's why he's on first base, and that's why Brad Curtis is on second base. Well, technically not why. He had a stolen base, but
yeah, well,
close enough.
Yeah, and it was the sac fly by Long that brought in the run. So it was unearned run, both of those runs unearned, because, well, they shouldn't have been at third. Well, Filippi shouldn't have been at third, and Harden shouldn't have came around to score.
The 0-2, this one inside. Filippi earns his first ball of his fourth at-bat, 1-2. Which inning do you recall Filippi had the bunt in? I believe it was the fourth.
It was the fourth, yes, last
yeah.
inning.
So here's the 1-2. And Filippi gets sent back looking. First out of the inning for the Glens Falls Dragons comes on a looking strikeout to the Mohawks' leadoff batter.
That's a great slider right there, as it started in the other batter's box and it came around to nick the corner. So really nice pitch right there. Fooled Filippi. He thought that ball was just going to go on the other side of the batter's box, but a really good movement, really good spin. Just came around and got him looking.
That brings up Brandon McCrane, who was intentionally walked last inning for the first time this season. He's going to line a ball, and that's going to stay fair down the first base line. Rounding third and heading home is Curtis, and Curtis will score. Harden advances to third. McCrane advances to second. It's an RBI double for the Amsterdam Mohawks, and the score is now 10-2 in favor of Amsterdam.
I mean, how do you even pitch to McCrane? Because he is hitting the ball inside, outside, up, down. He's pulling it. He's taking the other way. He's hitting it to center. I don't know how you could possibly even plan to pitch to McCrane. He's so hot right now. He's absolutely on fire. You could throw him your best pitch in your best location, pinpoint accuracy, and he might just go the other way with it. He's just been unbelievable.
McCrane had his second double of the year. This one was not pull side like the last one. Up to bat now is Jake Long for the 4th time. He takes the first pitch low and away for ball 1.
That's his second hit to the opposite field today. Obviously, the first one in the first inning, he kind of dunked it in with the inside out swing. But that one, he got the barrel on it, and he shot it past the first baseman. Just like that, but the opposite way.
As Jake Long hits a base hit down the third base line, that's going to bring home Harden, and that's going to bring home Brandon McCrane. And Jake Long is going to be tagged out at second base for the second out of the inning, but not before 2 runs come home for Amsterdam to make it 12-2.
All right, it is a 12-2 game, but I don't really like Jake Long going for 2 on that. That ball was not hit to the wall, and it wasn't really that deep in left field. It was a really easy throw, and he was out by a mile. I'm not sure if the first base coach sent him, if he went on his own, if Griff sent him, but I don't think the coaching staff's going to be in love with that. But it happens. Obviously, it's 12-2. Getting nitpicky, obviously, but I don't really think he should have went to second there.
So Jake Long just beat out a double last game in the 5th inning against Mohawk Valley. This time, he was not even close as Chris Holcraft back up for his 4th time. That one to the opposite field, but not fair.
Nope.
1-1 is the count with, it should say 2 outs on the scoreboard. This time, I know better than the scoreboard.
Oh my goodness. I'm gonna do some calculations right now. Stay tuned, everybody.
While Matt does some calculations, let's see what Chris Holcraft has to offer. Holcraft in his last at bat hit a pop up to the first baseman. I am misreading my words today.
Yeah.
It's 2-1 now, the count. That last pitch being low. A bit too low, I might add. The 2-1 is on the way. Now being delivered, and being delivered way outside, 3-1. That was another slider that didn't really slide, Matt.
Yeah, it was. All right, here we go. In the last 7 innings of play, 7 innings. Reminder, Amsterdam's game yesterday went to 7. This is 7 innings from yesterday and today. They have 27 runs. 27. They scored 20 yesterday.
That's unbelievable.
I mean, I don't even know what to say.
Well, actually, the last 2 games, the Mohawks have scored 32 runs and counting.
Yep.
And have only allowed 2. Here's the payoff. And Holcraft has another walk. I believe that's his 3rd of the game. It at least has to be his 2nd. He walked in the 1st inning. But, Matt, you have more of the knowledge than I do. As Bray Touchstone comes up to the plate, and Touchstone, he's had a solid game. His last at-bat was an RBI single that split the shortstop and third baseman. And now a mound visit to the plate, but the infield not required, as I believe the pitcher is going to stay in the game.
Holcraft, 3 walks tonight, so he's batting 0 for 1 right now. Came around to score twice. I mean, we're in position once again for, I don't know how many times the Mohawks have done this. We'll probably get stat on it at some point, but I'd like to know the last time the Mohawks have had back-to-back 7-inning games where they have came out on the winning side of it. And I mean 7 innings not because of a rain delay or any doubleheader rules or anything like that. I mean they mercied 2 straight teams in 2 straight games. I mean this is just a barrage. I don't think the scoreboard.
Well, be careful what we wish for. We're not gonna jinx anything on the broadcast. As Bray Touchstone falls behind early, he's 0-2. Holcraft at first base has not been given the steal sign yet.
Doesn't matter if you're up 12-2 with Griff. If he thinks you should steal, he's gonna let you go.
Next pitch inside, 1-2. It should say 2 outs. I don't know why it's not saying 2 outs on the scoreboard, but I'm trying my best to keep stats in my head.
Yeah, I don't really know what's up with that.
The 1-2. Did Touchstone go around? No, he didn't. It's 2-2. Now the moon is non-existent.
Whoa, where'd it go?
I think Gru stole it. If you ever watched Despicable Me, I believe that's what happened. Foul ball by Touchstone, and that's going to just head over the stands, and the stampede of kids begins.
Well, they can't get that ball because, well, maybe they can. I'm not sure the dimensions here, but that ball.
Oh, I think somebody got it.
I saw it go behind the fence. I guess there was a way to get behind the fence.
It's called going around the fence, Matt.
Oh, I didn't know if it was like boxed in.
Here's the 2-2. And Touchstone gets sent back looking. So the Mohawks get 3 runs out of the inning and now have a 10-run lead as we take you to the bottom of the 5th. Will the Mohawks remain scoreless? I don't know how to say it, but I believe Matt does. He'll take over play-by-play for the next few. Don't go anywhere. You're watching the Mohawks on ABN.
Farmers Insurance has spent 90 years putting customers first. Visit farmers.com to learn more. Come to Recovery Sports Grill, where Mohawks fans feel at home even when they're not in the ballpark, offering delicious food and drinks from burgers and beer to mocktails and desserts, and exclusive promotions and offers through our Hall of Fame Rewards program. Enjoy the fan and family environment where Recovery Sports Grill is proud to support local sports and always happy to host your family or team.
While the Mohawks shine on the diamonds shine bright at Northeastern Fine Jewelers. Come choose from a vast collection of products from all of your favorite brands, such as Omega, Cartier, Breitling, and more. Whether it's everyday jewelry or if you need something for that special day, we have you covered with our fashion and bridal.
Welcome back. The Amsterdam Mohawks up 12-2, bottom of the 5th to start. Parker Akins on to pitch for the Amsterdam Mohawks. Harry's not here, but we do have our trivia question. We both know the answer because we guessed it earlier. I got 3 out of 4 right. He got 2 out of 4 right. We have a comment section. Please, please, please respond. We will shout you out. I want to know your guys' answers. 4 pitchers have won 2 Cy Youngs, 2 World Series, and thrown 2 no-hitters. Who are those 4 pitchers? 2 of them are currently in the league. The other 2 are not.
I'll give you another hint. The 2 current pitchers in the league have played together for a team.
Yes.
For a portion of time.
Yes, and it was a very interesting season, to say the least. So it's going to be Parker Akins, Nick Galello at the plate, the DH. Amsterdam up 12-2. Parker Akins.
It's actually Savoca, the second baseman, up at the plate.
Why is the live? See, this is what happens with the 10-man lineup. I should have looked at my book because I knew it was Savoca, but I looked at the StatCast. StatCast said Nicolello, which is completely wrong. Savoca had a walk, came around to score his last time up. He had a strikeout, so he's 0 for 1. Was batting .786 OPS coming in on the season. 2-0. And that misses high. So Parker Akins comes into the game, throws 2 balls. So that ends the line on Nick Simone. We'll get it for you in a second. It was 1 2/3 innings pitched. 1 hit, 1 run, 1 earned, 3 walks, 2 strikeouts.
Pretty solid work there by Simone. He got out of a few pickles. And now the Mohawks' task is to keep the score a 10-run difference.
Here's the pitch. That one just missed on the 3-1. So a walk for Savoca, his second of the night. His back-to-back at-bats with the walks, and now it's Figueroa, the extra hitter. He had tripled his last time up.
That triple was pretty close to being a home run, if I remember correctly.
Yep.
And Jake Long actually misplayed the ball off the left field wall. The ball kind of trickled towards the left side, which allowed Figueroa to get to third base. It would have easily been a double if Jake Long had a better grasp on the ball to begin with.
Pitch is a called strike. Parker Akins goes to Rhode Island, lefty pitcher. This year, 27 2/3 innings pitched, 6.83 ERA, 21 earned runs, and 26 strikeouts.
He has a solid pickoff move to first base, if I might add.
Yes, and that is what you get with the lefty. They're able to look down at the runner. That one misses.
There's that leg kick that I mentioned before with Garcia. We can see it now with Parker Akins as his body was kind of shifted towards the first base area, but he did not throw the ball over to first base. As long as that leg doesn't go too far out, you're not in reach for a balk.
That slider gets in for a strike, maybe even a sweeper. A lot of movement on that pitch. That 1-2.
We got a little fan with us right now. What's your name? Vincent. We have Vincent with us at the broadcast booth. In a 12-2 Mohawks lead in the bottom of the 5th inning. And we got another fan that joined us. What's your name? Lincoln and Vincent. Do you guys want to be broadcasters when you grow up?
Yeah. Really?
Really?
I love that.
That's amazing
awesome
to hear.
What can you listen to this on? YouTube. Cool. That pitch runs inside, now 3-2.
So when did you guys figure out that you wanted to be broadcasters?
Like 15 seconds ago.
10 minutes ago. I think they looked at us and they thought we were cool.
We're not cool. Don't have that opinion of us.
Here's a 3-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3 from Parker Akins. So he makes quick work of Figueroa, and that'll bring up Galileo, the DH. Galileo, my apologies.
That was a great slider on that pitch by Akins.
Who are we rooting for? We are not allowed to root for anybody, but we do represent the Amsterdam Mohawks. So if you had to guess, you can make inferences there.
We're not rooting for anybody. We're just employed by the Mohawks.
That is a nice sweeper that just misses on the outside corner. Oh, you know what? Are you guys big baseball fans? Yeah. I'll ask you this question because we haven't had anybody answer it yet. So 4 pitchers have won 2 Cy Youngs, 2 World Series, and thrown 2 no-hitters. 2 of them are still in the league. The other 2, you may or may not know. Give me your guesses. No, Paul Skeens has not won a World Series.
Paul Skeens has only been in the league for a season and a half.
Nolan Ryan's a great guess. It actually isn't him. I thought it would, but that is a very good guess, by the way.
As that's going to be a stolen base by Savoca. Wes Walker couldn't get that ball in the dirt.
These 2 pitchers played together for a season.
What team were they on?
They were on the Mets.
I don't really watch the Mets. When was this? Can you ask us a Yankee question?
This was
Can you ask us a Yankee
2023.
question?
Can I ask you a Yankee question? We don't have a Yankee question, unfortunately. That one's fouled back as the bat goes flying out of the hands of Galileo. And it's not DeGrom. DeGrom has not won a World Series. He's won 1. He has not won 2. It's 2 Cy Youngs, 2 World Series, and 2 no-hitters.
Speaking of that, the count is 2-2.
Yep.
With 1 out for Galileo, the DH. Galileo has a runner on second after the, I would say, lofty pick by Walker.
Who chooses the songs that you guys play?
The songs. We don't have any songs. That's strike 3. Got him looking. So a backwards K.
What's your favorite MLB team?
I'm a Mets fan. I am a Mets fan. You guys play baseball here?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah, we play over there.
Oh, you play over there. That's awesome.
I was supposed to have a game today.
Why didn't you have a game?
Probably the rain.
It was in the morning, yeah. I forgot it rained in the morning. Oh, you're going to Stallions game tomorrow? So are we.
We will be there.
We
Yes.
play them tomorrow.
Come say hi to us tomorrow.
Yeah. What'd you say?
I said like 10 years.
Oh, that's.
Maybe?
It's far, but yes, we will be at the Stallions game tomorrow as Amsterdam Mohawks take on the Socrates. We will be there bringing you all the coverage on YouTube. Meyer steps into bat here. He has 2 strikeouts today, 1 via the backwards K and 1 swinging.
So far, we're going to be taking the bus tomorrow.
Yes, we are. You guys know what a backwards K is in the scorebook? Yes, but what type of strikeout?
Is it like this or like this?
I think it's like this.
Yep.
He's correct.
It's a looking strikeout.
But a forward case.
Forward K is a swinging strikeout.
Yes.
So we'll give the answer now because nobody commented. All right. It is Max Scherzer, Justin Verlander, and that's a really ugly swing right there. Max Scherzer.
That was a Justin Verlander type pitch,
It was.
if I might add.
It absolutely was. So Max Scherzer, Justin Verlander, Sandy Koufax, and this is the tricky one. Tim Lincecum with the San Francisco Giants. Can you believe that? That is early for you guys. The Giants, you guys remember the Giants? What do they have? 3 World Series in 6 years? That's strike 3. That retires the side. So 3 straight strikeouts after the walk. The Mohawks lead it 12-2. Don't go anywhere. You're watching on ABN.
Don't get caught in a pickle when a storm blows in from left field. An automatic standby generator from Adirondack Generators will keep the lights on, drinks cold, and the Mohawks game playing loud and clear. Adirondack Generators, where your service is our priority. Visit us at www.adirondackgenerators.com or call 518-224-1492. Altieri's Landscaping and Snowplowing, LLC, is a full landscaping company providing full property maintenance services, lawn mowing, shrub removal, spring and fall cleanup, excavation, gravel driveway rehabs, and upgrades, along with design work. Altieri's also provides full snowplowing services come wintertime. Tim Altieri is a veteran of the Navy who started this business 1 year of being out of the service in 1994. Tim is passionate about the work he and his team do at Altieri's Landscaping. A family-owned small engine repair shop in the town of Amsterdam, Dot Skills Equipment and Repair works on any makes and models of lawn and garden equipment, plus snowblowers, generators, and chainsaws. They offer pickup and delivery. Call Got Skills at 518-848-2580. That's 518-848-2580. The Montgomery County Office for Aging is committed to serving the older citizens of Montgomery County. Check out officeforaging.com to learn more. Your local Amsterdam Taco Bell is proud to support the Mohawks.
Welcome back to the broadcast. Chase Falcon on to pitch for the Glens Falls Dragons.
It looks like Chase Falcon does not appear on my stat sheet. Actually, wait, there he is.
There he is.
A bit on the bottom. From what it reads, he has games, 2 total games, 2.
Did you hear how they just said Jaden Harriel's name? They said Jaden Hartel.
And you know what's weird about that? I was the one that went up to the Glens Falls public address announcer booth and read off the names and the lineup card to the PA announcer and the broadcaster, Nathaniel Cunningham, who is a good friend of mine at Syracuse.
I love that because you're basically an SID. All right, final line, an Aiden Newhall, 1 inning pitched, 2 hits, 3 runs, 3 of them earned, 2 walks, 2 strikeouts, 26 total pitches. Now it's going to be Chase Falcons on to pitch.
Jaden Harriel, he's had a solid game. He's had a solid season, I must add.
Yes, he has.
That ball
fly to the right side,
ball
foul.
And the kids have departed.
They want the ball.
Yeah, I mean, I don't blame them. And I don't blame Jaden Harriel for trying to take a few swings. He's had a walk, I believe, this game.
Chase Falcon out of Sultan, Massachusetts. He's a junior, Catholic University of America.
The correct stat, Jaden Harriel had 1 walk, strikeout looking his next time up, and then he got the single.
You know I love my scorebook. You can always look at mine.
I like your scorebook more than mine because I'm trying to keep my eyes actually on the field. It's kind of hard for me to multitask while broadcasting.
It is. It takes a lot to get used to. When I first ever got up in the booth at Penn State for a baseball game, I had OneNote. I don't use OneNote anymore, but I had OneNote, and I had to write down what's going on. I had to it was radio, so I had to say everything that was going on. I had to change the tab, and it was a disaster. Here's the 1-2. That one misses. 2-2.
That ball is going to get past the catcher, McLaughlin. That went right through the knees. It's kind of hard to field on dirt, but it's kind of harder to field on turf, I should say.
Absolutely.
Both not easy tasks if you are wearing the gear behind the dish.
That one's punched to the right side, but right at Savoca, the second baseman. He makes the catch, 1 out.
That was a great shot off the barrel by Harriel. And Harriel's first hit was kind of grounded up the middle, I'd say, if I can remember correctly. But this one kind of poked more towards the right side of the plate. It was a great piece. He just got a bit too late on it, and Soroka shifted over a few steps and made an excellent catch for the first out.
Now it's Wes Walker. He's 1 for 3 today. He had the infield single, his first at bat in the first inning. Last time he grounded out to the shortstop. The moon is back out. Don't want to get a shot of it because I don't want to mess the camera up, but it is looking pretty good. It's not a full moon. I forgot my phases. It's not a crescent. It's a gibbous, I'd say, but I don't know if it's waning or waxing. I don't remember.
I believe from elementary school science class it is a...
Is it waxing?
It's waxing because waning would mean if it's going from a full moon to a new moon.
Yep, that's a good point. I knew it was a gibbous. I know that part. I always got that part right.
There's gibbous, there's half moon, there's crescent. Yeah.
You know, it was easy to figure out the shapes. The shapes was the easy part. It was, well, which direction is it coming from and which direction means what? And they both are very similar words, waning and waxing. Like, listen, they're not the same exact word, but both starting in W, both ending in ing. That one scorched to center field by Walker. Stroh is at the wall. He has room, and that's a loud second out as Walker gave it a ride to center field.
I think he had a lot of room, as that is by far the deepest center field I think I've ever seen. That is well more than 430 feet, maybe more than 440 feet.
I could try and give you an estimate, but I know that on Google Earth it was a little bit weird last time.
So that's going to bring up Curtis to the plate for the second time in past 2 innings. He had a stolen base last inning, though.
That one's ripped to the shortstop. Sweeney, he makes the throw to first. It is in time. Billard with the pick, and that retires the side. So the Mohawks go down in order, 1, 2, 3.
Farmers Insurance has spent 90 years putting customers first. Visit farmers.com to learn more. Come to Recovery Sports Grill, where Mohawks fans feel at home even when they're not in the ballpark, offering delicious food and drinks from burgers and beer to mocktails and desserts, and exclusive promotions and offers through our Hall of Fame Rewards program. Enjoy the fan and family environment where Recovery Sports Grill is proud to support local sports and always happy to host your family or team.
While the Mohawks shine on the diamonds shine bright at Northeastern Fine Jewelers. Come choose from a vast collection of products from all of your favorite brands, such as Omega, Cartier, Breitling, and more. Whether it's everyday jewelry or if you need something for that special day, we have you covered with our fashion and bridal assortments. Visit us in Albany, Schenectady, or Glens Falls to see what Northeastern can do for you.
When the Mohawks win, you also win at McDonald's. Whenever the Mohawks claim victory, take your game ticket to the McDonald's on Market Street in Amsterdam and receive a free small fry. You must have your ticket stub with you.
At NBT Bank, we know that this day starts with this one. That's why no matter what day you're planning for next, you can count on us to help you get started. NBT Bank, it starts here.
Welcome back, Andy Kai, our neighbor, on to pitch, and Wes Walker will go to first base, and Bray Touchstone will go to catcher. So a little switcheroo there. This is the time to do it. Get some reps for Wes Walker at first base. You don't have Kate Ladahoff anymore, so catchers are also first basemen usually whenever they can be, and you're going to see that right here. So they're going to keep switching off, and somebody's going to get the starting job there, and somebody's going to get the starting job at catcher. And this is kind of a test run for Wes Walker. We'll see how he does. So, quick little double switch. Andy Kai on to pitch.
I'd say this is a test run for both catchers. It's kind of a trial over these next few games to see who would really get the job. In terms of Andy Kai, I believe this is the best time to use him.
Yep.
He had a solid outing on Friday at Mohawk Valley. On Monday against Boonville, not so much.
Yep.
His ERA is sitting at 12 right now. 1 win, no losses in 2 appearances in 3 innings pitched. He has allowed 5 hits, 4 runs, 4 of them earned, 3 walks, 4 strikeouts, 1 double, 14 at-bats, or 14 batters faced, I should say. The average for opponents is 357. He also has allowed 1 hit by pitch, so control definitely an issue early for Andy Kai.
Yeah, and that's something I noticed as well. Opponents were batting 357 against Andy Kai. He wants to shoot that number down. It's gonna be Carpiers, pardon me, the third baseman. Tried to get that name earlier.
Joe Carpiers. We've been struggling with that one for the majority of the broadcast.
Our SID John just showed up. Not Joe. Joe is the batter. John just showed up from Saratoga. We'll ask him how it's been. And now he's straight on to taking pictures for the Amsterdam Mohawks. He's in his what is it? The
Brady Hauser era.
Well, no, I meant the outfit. It's a really nice outfit, but that's
and his horse racing etiquette.
Yeah, horse racing. But
Yes.
like he's not the racer, the horse watcher. I don't know what to call it.
Me neither.
Probably should have told the broadcasters for Glens Falls that he likes to be called Andy Kai. Here's the 0-2 from Andy Kai. And he struck him out. So quick work, 3 pitches. Capiers goes down.
That's a solid start for Andy Kai after a rocky outing on Monday. A 3-pitch strikeout with a mix of fastball to breaking ball, then back to fastball. That one high and inside to strike out Carpiers. A beautiful first at-bat, a beautiful first out for the Mohawks.
What is going on? 4 straight strikeouts for Mohawk pitching. And now it'll bring up Biller. He's 0 for 2 today. It's the 6th inning, and Biller is just getting his 3rd at-bat. That is how good the Mohawks pitching has been today. Couple of hiccups, couple of runs on the board, but nothing much. That pitch is a waste. 2-0.
Control starting to simmer a little bit for Andy Kai, but I believe he can lock in. He had a great first at-bat, and he has a 10-run advantage to his name.
I'm trying to brainstorm right now. So we're going to Saugerties tomorrow, and if they do let us in the press box, this will be a lot easier. But if they do not, this table, well, it seems like it'll only fit 2 people. So I'm trying to figure out a way, if we do have to use the table, how do we get Harry in here?
I don't remember if Harry said he was appearing on Sunday.
He did. He told me he's going to appear. Could always bring another table. Oh, that ball scorches back at a couple of fans, both on their phone, and got a rude awakening there. That ball just missed them. Wow. That ball was flying.
That's a baseball way to have a wake-up call, even though it's a 10-run game.
I'd be on my phone, too.
Well, I respect the honesty.
If it was closer, I would not be, but this score is way out of hand. That's a nice pitch from Andy Kai. A little high movement, almost fooled the batter Biller at the plate. 12-2 game. The Mohawks absolutely unloading since the first inning, picking up exactly where they left off yesterday. For those who missed it or for those who are just joining, 20-0 was your final yesterday. Time called.
Looks like a bit of a communication mishap between Kai and Touchstone. It's also worth noting that Wes Walker was the catcher for Kai's first appearance, and for Kai's second appearance, it was Touchstone.
That one's fouled off to the right side. What's also worth noting is it's the bottom of the 6th right now, and well, if Glens Falls can't string anything together, they only have 1 half inning outside of this half inning left to score. Mercy rule in play. If you're up 10 after 7, game's called off. Well, not called off, the game's over. Here's the 2-2. Foul back, good at bat so far from the first baseman, Biller. He had an error at first base earlier this game, which led to a couple of runs. It was a pop-up in foul territory that, not sure if you could see it on your screen because of the way we're zoomed in, but it absolutely should have been caught. And it was not caught, and that led.
Is now a good time to add that this is not Joey Biller. This is actually a new player.
Yes, that is a good time to add. I did not realize that they made a switch.
It's Andrew Gabriel, who has had some pitching statistics. Hitting-wise, let's see.
Well, Holcraft throws the first, not in time, so an infield single for Aiden. It says Aiden Gallagher. Everyone's all over the place.
It's Andrew Gabriel. He had a .333 average in 2 games played, 1 game starting, 3 at-bats, 1 run, 1 hit. Total bases won, a .333 slugging percentage, 1 walk, 1 strikeout, a .500 on base percentage.
Well, he gets on right there, and the StatCast is all over the place right now.
So I'm going to bring up the right batter this time, and it's going to be Christian Mote with a .286 average, a .286 slugging percentage, and a .286 on base percentage, meaning he has a single.
Yep, a lot of moves being made right now.
In regards to that last at-bat, that was a pretty tough field for Holcraft. Ball kind of trickled a bit on the grass. The grass kind of slowed it down a bit. It was a rocket of a throw, though, and Tucker Smith had all the extension on that one.
So Mote at the plate now. Andy Kai misses away with that first pitch. So, yeah, you can see our score ticker says McLaughlin. That's incorrect, and that's due to the 10. For some reason, the stat board doesn't like when teams use 10 players in their lineup. They don't like the EH. Runner goes. Pitch is a called strike. The throw is not in time. Oh, it is in time! Oh, wow.
So, see, Matt, this is why you can't call out a decision before the umpire does, as that was an absolute laser beam by Bray Touchstone.
I agree, but I think he was in there, and he seems to agree as well.
It was a close call.
Yeah, it was definitely close.
It was a close call. Definitely one of the many close calls we've seen tonight from the broadcast booth.
Absolutely right there. So Mote's still at the plate. Now Andy Kai and Bray Touchstone having a chat right now as an 0-1 count. Trying to get on the same page. The thing is, so the throw was a laser. It was to the left of Sebastian. I think it was Sebastian Harden who came over to cover. And it was a great tag, but I really thought that he got his foot in there. And he thought so too. Umpire disagreed. That works for the Mohawks. That one comes inside.
It looked like he was hit by pitch.
I thought so too, but he's not arguing it. maybe
because it didn't happen and the umpire is just blocking us.
That is true. He is blocking us just a tad. We are directly behind. Here's the 2-1. That one catches the outside corner. Now 2-2 with 2 outs.
So this is going to be a competitive catching job for Walker and Touchstone. Both have been great with framing. Both have had their arms on display. I think the only issue that we have seen from either of them was since Wes Walker has had a bit more experience.
That one just missed. Andy Kai and the entire infield thought that was strike 3.
Back to what I was saying, since Wes Walker had a bit more experience, he has had his fair share of balls in the dirt, and he's bobbled a bit of them.
Now 3-2. That one's chopped back to Sebastian Harden. He charges in. He'll throw to first, and he gets him. So Walker with the catch at first base. Harden with the nice charge, and that is technically a 1-2-3 inning, barring the caught stealing. The Mohawks up 12-2. They look to add on to try and close it out in the 7th inning.
Farmers Insurance has spent 90 years putting customers first. Visit farmers.com to learn more. Come to Recovery Sports Grill, where Mohawks fans feel at home even when they're not in the ballpark, offering delicious food and drinks from burgers and beer to mocktails and desserts, and exclusive promotions and offers through our Hall of Fame Rewards program. Enjoy the fan and family environment where Recovery Sports Grill is proud to support local sports and always happy to host your family or team.
While the Mohawks shine on the diamonds shine bright at Northeastern Fine Jewelers. Come choose from a vast collection of products from all of your favorite brands, such as Omega, Cartier, Breitling, and more. Whether it's everyday jewelry or if you need something for that special day, we have you covered with our fashion and bridal assortments. Visit us in Albany, Schenectady, or Glens Falls to see what Northeastern can do for you.
When the Mohawks win, you also win at McDonald's. Whenever the Mohawks claim victory, take your game ticket to the McDonald's on Market Street in Amsterdam and receive a free small fry. You must have your ticket stub with you.
At NBT Bank, we know that this day starts with this one.
Welcome back, Sebastian Harden on to bat here as he just fielded that play.
Sebastian
12-2.
Harden, his last at-bat, he walked for the first time. The at-bat before that, he got his first hit. Sebastian Harden looking to continue that hot streak, and I can't say how much I am happy for Sebastian, knowing his story and knowing how long it was for him to get a hit. It was his first hit of the year, and in comparison to last year, his first hit last year was at Glens Falls, and his first hit this year was at Glens Falls as well.
Yep, he told me that yesterday, and very good for him. Hits are it says 9-3. I'm not sure if that is correct. I will tally it up after. It feels like the Mohawks have more hits than 9, but at the same time, there's been so many walks that might be the case. 1-1 to Sebastian Harden. He scorches that one foul over the light pole.
I believe we have a new pitcher for Glens Falls. It might be a position player. It might be somebody we haven't. Actually, wait, it's still Chase Falcon.
Chase Falcon.
I'm just getting ahead of myself on color commentary.
This could be the last inning. Amsterdam going to try and bring the score up so it gets completely out of reach and they can go home happy and early.
Well, insurance will do the trick.
That one's high.
Insurance was the name of the game yesterday. Will it be the name of the game today, or will the Mohawks be clinging on to that mercy by a thread?
Swing and a miss at the off-speed pitch. Harden goes down swinging, 1 out. Now it's going to be Filippi. He struck out his last time on that slider that bent around the plate for a backwards K.
Filippi, I believe this is his 5th time up.
Yes, it is. He is 1 for 4. He walked his first time.
So he'd be 1
for 3, pardon me. That first pitch outside. Mets game doesn't start till 9:40. Look at that. They playing around me. It's crazy.
Be careful what you wish for.
That one's fouled back hard at the netting. The moon is back out. Directly over the field.
Must I add that it's a bit of a cloudy, it was a bit of a cloudy day for most of the day.
A little bit of haze over the field to start this game. That one's high, the 1-1. Now 2-1. Something's going on behind us.
Wasn't a foul ball.
Nope. McCrane on deck. 1 out here. And it'll be 3-1. That pitch misses high. So Falcons, who pitched last inning, 1-2-3 inning. He's retired 4 straight. In danger of walking Filippi here. He already has a walk today. That misses outside. So Filippi with his 2nd walk of the day. And he adds to that walk total, which has been so impressive.
He has 15. Unreal vision by Filippi early on in the season, and it has been paying dividends for Amsterdam.
And that's 9 in his last 4 games, if you include this one. And that'll be the red-hot McCrane. He doubled his last time up. He's 2 for 3. He walked in the 4th inning, came around to score. Every time he's gotten on base, he's came around to score tonight.
That's an interesting stat.
That pitch catches the corner. 0-1. We'll see
I think the last hit by McCrane, which was the double right down the first base line, that was the hit that I was most impressed about, even though McCrane, he's gotten his ball on the bat over these past 2 games. I have to say that.
That pitch is in the dirt. Filippi can walk to second base as it rolls to the backstop.
I'd say if he sprinted, he'd have a chance at third, but the catcher was kind of right by the third base.
Would have been tough because that ball did trickle. If it trickled the other way, it would have been a Definitely worth a shot, but because that one went towards the third base side, would have been tricky. Also, take a look at the score. No need. Your phone is doing wonders. We have not had the error thing pop up in a little bit. I'll tell you that.
It's at 77%.
I bet you the Saugerties have good Wi-Fi.
I'm still going to bring my phone and my hotspot just in
yeah.
case.
Always bring your phone. Here's the 1-1. Stepped off the mound is Falcon. Place is kind of emptied out. Those still in attendance. Good amount of Mohawks fans. Even the influx of kids have seemed to go home. That one is in the dirt, but a nice block and a nice play by McLaughlin to keep it in front. He's got blue catcher's equipment. Very interesting. Let's see where he's out of. Probably correlates with his college.
That would make the most sense.
Yeah, I'm going to check right now. Apparently, does not say he... Well, he has no hometown, no height, no weight, no graduation year, no school, and no draft status. But he does bat righty and throw righty. So... we have no information on McLaughlin. Here's the 2-1. That one's down low. McLaughlin tried to frame it. Umpire said no. Now 3-1.
McCrane being real patient with this at-bat.
Coming around.
Something we've seen for majority of these at-bats over the past 2 games.
Swing and a miss. Healthy hack from McCrane.
I think that was the right decision, though.
A little home run swing there.
Not the home run swing, but a swing in general. That pitch was in the zone, from what I saw.
3-2 count, 1 out. On deck is Long. He had a base hit his last time up. Drove in 2 runs, but got caught at second base. 3-2 misses way wide with the slider. Back-to-back walks for Falcon. That'll put runners at first and second with 1 out here. That'll bring up Jake Long. He's 2 for 4 today. He had the sack, 2 for 3 if you include the sack fly. Infield single and a base hit. He got thrown out at second, trying to stretch it into a double his last time up. Struck out in the first inning. He was the first out of the game.
On the other side of the ball, he had a bit of a misplay at the wall, but it happens. I think that's always a tough play for an outfielder.
Yeah, especially not in your own ballpark. So that ball was close to either going out, being caught, and I think the problem was that the ball was up so high, he thought he had a chance to catch it, and when he realized he didn't have a chance to catch it, he couldn't back up off the wall because he was already right next to it trying to make the catch. That one just misses. Nice frame from McLaughlin and some groans from the home crowd. A 12-2 game.
Starting to get a little tired myself. As you could hear, voice has been kind of low lately.
Here's the 1-2. That one's ripped the other way into left field. It's down for a base hit. The runners had to hold. The ball gets behind the left fielder Gallagher, and that allows everyone to be safe and move up a base. So good base running from Filippi and McCrane to hold on the brakes just in case the ball was caught, and then advance anyways once the ball hit the deck. And that's 3 hits tonight for Long, and that'll bring up Holcraft, the shortstop.
So Aiden Gallagher, who's actually moved to left field, he was about to slide in for that ball, but I think he did a little Kenny Pickett-esque fake slide. He was about to slide, but then called it off like right as the ball was dropping. So that's why the ball dropped in front of him, and that's why the runners came to a bit of a screech on the base paths.
Yeah, that ball it was up in the air for a bit, and then it just started dying down as soon as it got near Gallagher. That pitch goes to the backstop. Here comes the runner from third. He will score. Everybody moves up. And the Mohawks now lead at 13-2. So Filippi comes home to score. McCrane goes to third. Long goes to second. And for Filippi, every time he's gotten on base today, he's scored. He has scored 3 runs today. And then you take a look back at yesterday. Every time he got on base yesterday, he scored. So that's 6 runs for Filippi in the last 2 games. Every time he comes around on base, every time he gets on base, he just seemingly scores. Obviously, credit to his teammates, but also his running and aggressiveness to get into scoring positions.
And with being aggressive, in this situation, comes insurance. As it's 13-2 now in favor of the Mohawks. And, you know, we saw Filippi jog to second base on a previous pass ball, but this one, Griff pulled out the speed or the speed card, I should say, and Filippi does have the wheels. That's why he's batting leadoff, and it shows. That's another run to the dog pile for the Mohawks over these past few.
Now up 13-2. That one's ripped up the middle. Second baseman can't get it. Savoca dove. 2 runs will come home. Tack on 2. It's 15-5, and it's a RBI single for Holcraft.
And there is that contact from Chris Holcraft that has earned him a .389 average, at least before this game. That ball just poked past the second baseman, Savoca. I keep mispronouncing names today. Not my night in terms of the names. But it is the Amsterdam Mohawks night, and Chris Holcraft adds on to the insurance with another single.
We're going to get a pitching change. We'll be back in just a moment. Mohawks up 15-2 in the top of the 7th.
MCT Federal Credit Union is a member-owned financial cooperative serving all of Montgomery County, providing financial solutions since 1960. Their member experience is driven by innovation, technology, and reliable personalized service. MCT provides a comprehensive array of financial services, low-rate financing, and convenient e-services. To learn more, visit mct-fcu.org. Again, that's mct-fcu.org.
The Amsterdam Mohawks like to thank our sponsors, 3 Rings Protection and Training Services. Owner Dwayne Potter is a licensed private investigator in the state of New York. He also provides armed and unarmed security officers to various businesses in upstate New York. To contact Dwayne for information, call 518-225-3283. That's 518-225-3283.
Welcome back. The Mohawks up 15-2. New pitcher in the game for the Glen Falls Dragons. It's going to be Robert Mello. What a game it's been. The last 2 games it's been for the Mohawks. They've put up 35 runs in 2 games, and they're looking to end both games in 7 innings.
Touchdown up to the plate.
Great touchdown. Well, tonight, he's walked twice. He came around to score twice as well. He has a single and a backwards K, so he's 1 for 2.
For Holcraft, that was actually his first single. He's been on base so many times, but that's been on base on balls.
Hey, Coach. Here's touchdown. That one catches the corner, 1-1. So Bray touchdown. Looking to get his batting average up. Harriel on deck, 1 out here. Harriel's 1 for 3. That one catches the zone, now 1-2.
I like the approach by Touchstone this at-bat, especially this late in the game. Mohawks have 15 runs on 11 hits, no errors.
Here's the 1-2. Fouled back.
When I mean errors, I mean the Mohawks have not committed any fielding errors defensively.
That is true. And no base running errors as well.
That's definitely a calling card, as that has been a struggle for the Mohawks earlier in the season.
Yep.
The Mohawks have improved on that. Even though the Mohawks' first out of last night's game was a pickoff to first. It was the same situation, I might add. It was Luke Filippi walking to get on base, and then the next pitch after, it was a pickoff, and they get him both times.
Unbelievable. Here's the 2-2 with one out. Runner on first. That one just misses outside. So now 3-2. We'll see if we get some motion at first. 11 hits to 3. 15-2 score, and it's very quiet here in Glens Falls. A lot of noise before. It was a really good atmosphere early on. That ball's ripped to third. Really nice play by Capires, and they turn the double play. Or did they not?
They only got one out at second
that makes
base.
Sense. I looked down to make sure I got Capires' name right. I've messed it up so many times today, both of us. Everyone has. But what a pick by Capires to even make that play at second base. So it's a fielder's choice. Now that brings up Harriel. Wow, that was just an unbelievable pick.
That's why they call it the hot corner.
Yep, absolutely.
That ball was laced to the third baseman.
I was looking to see the first. I was looking at the first base umpire to see if they ruled if Touchstone did get to first in time, because I had my head down for a second, and I guess I missed it, and then I saw everybody walking, like, towards the dugout, but, like, not actually walking towards the dugout. So I assumed it was an inning-ending double play. It is not. Touchstone with the fielder's choice. Now it's Harriel. Walker's on deck. Started out as catcher Walker, moved to first base. That one scorched to the right side, base hit. Touchstone will put on the brakes at second, so Harriel goes the other way, his second hit of the game.
And I'm glad I kept my mouth silent on that one, because I kind of foreshadowed a hit coming. Harriel has been a monster on the plate. His last at-bat, actually, he went opposite field, but the second baseman, Savoca, oh my goodness, Savoca just shifted over a few steps and made the catch. This time he got a bit more power on it because he was a bit more on time, I'd say.
Absolutely. Now it's going to be the switch hitter, Wes Walker. He's going to bat from the right side of the plate.
It's actually going to be Tucker Smith because he's at first base now, and Braid Touchstone moved to catcher.
Oh, yes, that is true. So it is Tucker Smith. He comes into bat here. I didn't cross it out. That was my problem.
This is his first at-bat of the game. He's batting .067 in 5 games played. 4 of them starts. He's had 15 chances. 1 run on 1 hit. And he struck out 6 times so far this year. He's had an RBI, only 1 total base, an RBI single, I must add. His slugging percentage is .067, and his on-base percentage is what it reads here, .063, which I'm not really sure how that is possible.
Yeah, it's the stat error. I'm going to pull it up on my screen. I don't know if I went in and changed. I went in and changed it. So that's strike 3, and that retires the side. So the Mohawks look to end it here in 7 innings with a mercy rule and back-to-back days. Don't go anywhere.
MCT Federal Credit Union is a member-owned financial cooperative serving all of Montgomery County, providing financial solutions since 1960. Their member experience is driven by innovation, technology, and reliable personalized service. MCT provides a comprehensive array of financial services, low-rate financing, and convenient e-services. To learn more, visit mct-fcu.org. Again, that's mct-fcu.org.
The Amsterdam Mohawks like to thank our sponsors, 3 Rings Protection and Training Services, Owner Dwayne Potter is a licensed private investigator in the state of New York. He also provides armed and unarmed security officers to various businesses in upstate New York. To contact Dwayne for information, call 518-225-3283. That's 518-225-3283.
Welcome back. The Mohawks version of Shohei Ohtani is on to pitch. Brad Curtis, yes, he was the DH today, and he stole a base, and now he's on for the win. Well, to get the win for the Mohawks. He would not get the win in the scores book, but he also wouldn't get the save either with the drastic score.
I'd say this is a Shohei Ohtani debut because when Ohtani would pitch, he would also hit as well, and this is what Curtis is doing.
I love this move from the Amsterdam Mohawks. It's a beautiful night. UFC on later. I know you're excited for that.
Oh, you bet I'm excited.
66 degrees right now. 65 to be exact. The air quality, well, we talked about some haze. It's 119, which is unhealthy for sensitive groups. That's what it's telling me. So maybe a little bit of smoke through the air. Not quite sure. That's upstate New York for you, though.
Well, me neither.
You went to Syracuse. Was it ever hazy over there?
It was more snowy rather than hazy. In the wintertime, I'm not really a cold weather fan, so I kind of had some struggles navigating through the 6 inches of snow every morning. I don't think if you put a skinny little 19-year-old in 6 inches of snow, you know something bad's bound to happen. And by something bad, I mean slipping and falling.
That one's tapped back, foul. That's hilarious.
I will say, though, first semester at Syracuse is definitely better than the second semester because the second semester is when all the cold weather comes in.
That would make sense. Here's Gallagher. He's in a 2-2 count right now. 1-2 count as the last pitch was fouled off. Gallagher was hit by a pitch his first at-bat, and then he got a double his last at-bat. Now he's worked back into count 2-2.
It's funny because Curtis faced a lot of sliders in his at-bats, and 3 out of his 4 pitches have been sliders.
That one's laced into right field for a base hit. So Glens Falls won't go down without a fight. It's a back-to-back hits for Gallagher.
Way to keep the momentum going on in the latter half of a maybe mercy rule contest. I'm not going to rule out the possibility of the Glens Falls Dragons coming back and having a rally this inning.
They need 4 runs. 3 runs would just make it 10, which would in fact put the mercy rule into play. So they would need 4. It's kind of like when you're playing a game and it's like win by 2. That's a called strike on the outside corner. McLaughlin. He was hit by a pitch earlier. Oh, pardon me. I switched He walked earlier. It was Stroh that was hit by the pitch. I wrote them in wrong. That one's popped up in foul territory. Coming on over is Smith. He makes the catch in foul territory. 1 out.
Just saw shades of Ladahoff there. Even though Ladahoff is enjoying the summer sun in California, he's probably making plays like what Tucker Smith just did. That was right near the Glens Falls bullpen and sort of near the metal fence, which would have stung. Speaking from experience, playing high school baseball, running into fences from time to time.
Now it'll be Enrique Diaz to pinch hit. He's batting .333 on the season with a .333 slugging percentage. Double play is in order. Mohawks could end it right here. And that breaking ball bends in for a strike. Slow movement on that.
If Diaz swung at that, that would have been the DP ball. That would have been perfect.
That is what Curtis is trying to set up here to end this game and get everything moving along. And he waves and misses at that pitch, so now quickly 0-2.
Both those pitches were considered DP balls. They were both in the same area of the strike zone, but 2 strikes, though, still at an advantage. Diaz batting .333 with a .385 on base percentage.
Here's the 0-2. Tapped to the left side. Harriel, it's going to be a tough play. He throws to first, not in time. So an infield single for Diaz. He gets that batting average up. And now 2 runners on. A home run would still not be enough. They would need to get 4 runs. But a little rally coming here.
Diaz, he did not start this game, but he's played in all 4 games. And previously started all 4 of them, I might add. 12 ABs, 4 hits, 1 run scored, 4 total bases, an RBI single to his name, 1 walk, 3 strikeouts. Seems like a complete contact hitter guy. A bit confusing as to why he got the day off, as he would have definitely needed his contact today. Glens Falls.
Absolutely.
Trying to see the number up to bat now. It's number 7, and that's going to be...
I was trying to find it, too.
It's going to be Joe Haynes,
yep,
right at the top of our stat sheet. He's only played in 1 game started, but he's batting a .750 average, which leads the team. 1 run scored off 3 hits, no RBIs, slugging an on-base percentage still at .750.
Yeah, he's played 1 game so far, and he had a great game. That leads to all those numbers. He waves and misses at that fastball.
3 for 4 is more than a great game. I'd consider a great game in baseball a 2-hit day, but a 3-hit day, that is an amazing game.
So Haynes on to bat here with runners at first and second. And he slashes that one foul. Brad Curtis trying to end this game in the 7th. He only needs to keep it within 10. Here's the pitch. That one just missed. Slider that missed outside.
If I have to add, that was one thing I like about Touchstone, his framework, because he moved his legs over to the far side of the plate to try to get his glove hand over the plate to try to make that breaking ball a solid strike.
Here's the 2-2. Tapped back. Curtis goes to second. And the throw to first is not in time. Harden tried to turn 2, but with the speedy runner Haynes couldn't do it, so it's a fielder's choice. And now Glens Falls is down to their final out.
Runners on the corners now for Glens Falls, and for Brad Curtis, that's where we show off. That's where we show off the Shohei, because Shohei can field. He's turned a few PFPs, a few double plays. That was a double play by Brad Curtis. Sebastian Harden with a great catch. However, he could not get it out of the glove. That's a tough field when a runner is sliding into second base.
That one gets in there for a strike. 0-1. Figueroa onto bat. He had a triple, and he struck out 2 other times. So 1 for 2, 1 for 3. That breaking ball gets in there, and now the Dragons are down to their final strike.
2 breaking balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Can the Mohawks break 6 wins and be the first team in the PGCBL to do it this year?
That one, this is low. Mohawks are 5-0 right now, 35 runs in 2 innings. And he got him looking. Turn that M upside down and make it a W. The Mohawks win yet again. They remain undefeated. They have 35 runs in 2 games and back-to-back 7-inning Mercy wins. This time it's 15-2 on the road against Glens Falls. An absolute offensive masterclass the last 2 days from the entire lineup, top to bottom.
And the Mohawks had 2 unprecedented days off. They were scheduled to have a day off this past Wednesday. On Thursday, their game at Utica to complete the 2-game series that started this past Tuesday was actually postponed due to field conditions. So the Mohawks definitely were waiting to swing that bat again, as Tuesday's game against Utica was a bit closer than expected. But as we saw from those past 2 games, the bats were finding the ball. The barrel was hitting the baseball into all parts of the field, and the Mohawks should keep that energy up and rolling, as tomorrow marks the final game of a 3-game stretch. This time it will be at the rival Saugerties Stallions. Matt, are you excited for that one?
I am, and we will be there. McCrane with another amazing day. He went 2 for 3 with 2 walks as well. On top of that, he came around to score 4 times. And the rest of the team, Filippi came around to score 3 times. And so much good for the Amsterdam Mohawks as they remain undefeated. Coach Griffin doing an amazing job with this franchise and this team. And they're looking en route for another Grand Slam season. For a Grand Slam season, it'd be their 4th straight championship. Nobody in the PGCBL has won 4 in a row. And the Amsterdam Mohawks have came out this season scorching. They might have had a little bit of rust in some games, but again, that's baseball for you. And these last 2 games, they have shown that they run the PGCBL, at least the east side, and they dominate it.
It's been great to see. It's been great to watch. It's been great to broadcast these past 2 games. You know what's been great? We get to go home early.
We do. For the 2nd straight day, we get to go home early. But it's not just us. It's the players, the coach too. A lot of hours get put into these games. No pitch clock as well. It's a whole day affair for us and the players. Between our prep and traveling and their BP and their traveling, their IO, their warm-ups, their stretches, and the entire staff as a whole. It's been a long day for everybody, and they finally get to go home. And on top of that, we do as well, and the Glens Falls fans get to go home, but they're not as happy as the Mohawks fans. Thank you for tuning in to our broadcast on YouTube. We will be back at it tomorrow on YouTube, where we will face the Saugerties. You're in for a good one. It's Sunday Night Baseball on ABN. Make sure you tune into that tomorrow. For my broadcast partner, Leo Schaefer, I am Matt Becker. Have a fantastic night, Mohawks fans.
MCT Federal Credit Union is a member-owned financial cooperative serving all of Montgomery